Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium here on the campus of Solano Community College. You are watching the Solano College Sports Network, and we're bringing you here today the championship game of the Solano Invitational Tournament between the El Dorado Vipers and the Thunder Sox. Brian Nelson here alongside my broadcast partner, Tristan Vector. Now, Tristan, this tournament started 6 days ago on Tuesday with 8 teams competing in the Solano Invitational. It was separated into 2 brackets of 4. The Thunder Sox and the El Dorado Vipers both went 2-0-1 in their bracket play, which led them being the top seeds in both brackets. Now, the way the out-rounds worked was that the top seed in bracket A faced the second seed in bracket B, and vice versa. And both the Thunder Sox and the Vipers defeated the second-place bracket teams, the Sonoma Rebels and the Danville Hoots, respectively. That's how we got to this championship game between the Thunder Sox and the El Dorado Vipers. Tristan, what can you say about both of these teams, and what is it like for them to put all the pressure here, knowing that they put all this effort in to this championship game to try and bring home a championship?
Baseball tournaments are one of the toughest things for a high school career, because you have to play a whole bunch of games in a short amount of time, and the Vipers are really feeling that right now. They just played a few moments ago. They had maybe 30 minutes off, and they have to get right back to it. Both teams have already played today, and so tournaments like this, it's really all about stamina.
And a little special rules here with this Solano Invitational Tournament, only a 7-inning game, and for the El Dorado Vipers, they have 10 men in their lineup, having both a DH and an extra hitter.
And the reason for both of those is because all of these players either just graduated high school or are still in high school, and that's high school baseball rules.
So the first pitch to Justin Wattori is in there for strike one. Drew McCarthy is the starting pitcher for the Thunder Sox. El Dorado Vipers will be your visiting team. As left-handed hitting, Wattori fouls one back, strike two.
Good start to the game for McCarthy. He's ahead 0-2. Definitely want to make that a habit each game, because one of the things that really plagued the Rockhounds in specific in this tournament was walks.
So McCarthy looks in, ahead 0-2. Set up on the outside corner is fouled straight back. Stays alive 0-2.
Yeah, good job to battle there for Watari, but McCarthy's still ahead of him. He can't quite catch up to it.
The Vipers defeated the Rally Factory Rockhounds 19 and under team, as well as TKB Baseball, as the 0-2 pitch is hit into right field for a leadoff single for the second baseman, Justin Wattori.
0-2 count is a perfect breaking ball count, and clearly Wattori was expecting it, because 0-2 pitch right there, he was sitting back, his hands back, he kept him, and was very patient with it, and then he really ripped one over to right field. So a great at-bat there for Watari.
So let's set up the defense for the Thunder Sox. From left to right, Dimitri Amador, Zach Promes, and Mighty Tippett are left to right. Third baseman is Christian Schwartz. Shortstop is Aaron Gala. Next pitch is hit straight to Aaron Gala for out number 1. They try and double up the runner Wattori at first, but cannot do so. Let's finish off this lineup. Mike Peter is at second base. Kyle Cabanas is at first. Cody Nisbet is behind the plate catching, and the starting pitcher is Drew McCarthy.
Number 9, Nick Iwasa.
Another solid swing from Nick Sogard right there. A line drive over to short. Nice play, though, over at shortstop on a leap.
And leadoff breaking ball is in there for strike one. Nick Iwasa, the third baseman, not too happy with that call. First right-handed batter for the Vipers after 2 lefties led off this game. Next pitch is low for ball 1.
Yeah, and it was Galo over there at shortstop who made that catch. Really athletic play over there, ranging to his left.
1-1. Runner goes. The hit run is on. Chopper to Gala. Scoop to second. Gets 1. Throw over to first. They get 2. So a nice turn of the double play by the combination of Aaron Gala to Mike Peter. Throwing to Kyle Cabanas. 6-4-3 will end the top of the first. We head to the bottom.
Hi, I'm Melanie Fuller with the Solano College Sports Network. The end of summer is right around the corner, which means that fall sports are about to begin. We will be covering football for Vacaville and Wilsey Wood High School. Vacaville is expected to have a better season this year, after losing to Wilsey Wood in the Black and Blue Bowl for the first time in 18 years. Wilsey Wood is coming off of their best season in school history. Right off the bat, Wood is facing Concord High School, who they lost to 55-16 last season. We will also be featuring the Lady Falcons volleyball and soccer teams. Mia Satterfield Pau, Esmeralda Cortez Serrano, Talia Glenn, and Terry Gutierrez will be returning to the 2016-2017 women's volleyball team. The women's soccer team has a whopping 17 returners. Be sure to check out all of our fall sports and past events on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, or Fairfield Cable Access Channel 28 if you live in the area. I'm Melanie Fuller, and thank you for supporting the Solano College Sports Network.
So leading off will be the shortstop Aaron Gale, who made a couple of great defensive plays for the Thunder Sox. Then Mighty Tippett and Ryan Zappo. So Gala will be facing the lefty on the mound for the Vipers, Robert Gasser. First pitch is high and outside for ball one.
And Gasser's a southpaw, so everybody knows there's lots of running that goes on in high school baseball, but look for that to disrupt some of the running game.
And that 1-0 pitch is fouled, out of play for strike number one. Gala's hoping to be a little Pepto-Bismol. That's the only way to solve Gasser. 1-1. Foul straight back. 1-2. You can see the effects on our center field camera with that foul straight back.
Every time that a ball gets fouled back, seems like.
Yeah, but it's still going strong. 3 years running. 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2.
Perfect time for a breaking ball right there. You can miss when you're up 1-2 on them, and he tried to fool Gala. Gala wasn't buying it.
Gasser gets the signal. 2-2 is swung on and missed for a strikeout for out number one.
Both pitchers have had an excellent start to this game. Really good showing in that at-bat from Gasser right there. He wasted a pitch on a breaking ball to see if he would bite, and then he let it complement his fastball on the next pitch.
So let's set the defense for the El Dorado Vipers. Behind the dish is Mike Nelson catching. From third to first, Nick Awasa, Nick Sogard, man to the left side, Justin Wattori, Brandon Galbraith, second and first. As the pitch is bunted to the third base side, nice play to get out of the way was Robert Gasser. Awasa almost collided with his pitcher, but gathered enough time to throw out Mighty Tippett, who bunted that first pitch to the third base side.
Yeah, if you're Gasser right there, you just got to know that that's not your ball to play, and you got to get out of the way. He didn't until the last second, but what's important is that he did. Whether or not it looked pretty, he got out of the way and the play was made.
I think one thing, too, about being a lefty, your natural momentum goes to that third base side. So maybe just natural athletic instincts kicked in there for Gasser. As the first pitch to the third place hitter, the DH Ryan Zappo is for a ball.
And to your point, every natural-born competitor wants to think that I'm going to make this play.
Next pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. Let's finish rounding out the Vipers defense from left to right. Billy Martina in left, Aiden Molina in center, and Cito Munoz in right. As that pitch by the DH is hit to the second baseman, and that will be out number 3. Wattori will throw out Zappo for the third and final out. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second, tied 0-0. So Aiden Malm, not Molina, Aiden Malm, the center fielder, is batting cleanup. had a little trouble reading the Vipers head coach handwriting, so some of the last names wrote down wrong in the scorebook. As the first pitch is in there for strike one to the center fielder, Malm.
Yeah, no shots, taken at the coach or anything, but some people just don't learn how to write, like they don't know how to learn how to swim and, different things.
He misses calling. He should have been a doctor with his handwriting. So McCarthy with a 0-1 pitch is low and away, evens the count 1-1. McCarthy did a great job getting out of a leadoff single by inducing a 6-4-3 double play in the top of the first. 1-1 pitch from McCarthy is chopped to the shortstop. Gala, he's under it, makes a strong throw over to first, and they get Malm.
Man, you can already tell. It's only the top of the second inning. Only 4 batters have come up for the Vipers, and you can already tell how solid of a shortstop Gala is. He's already made 3 really nice plays.
I think it shows McCarthy's trust in his defense as well. Not trying to pitch for the strikeout, just trying to induce contact, let your defense behind you work for you.
Yeah, he really is pitching to contact right now, and he's keeping it low in the zone and looking for ground balls in specific, and he's doing a really good job of that right now.
But the first baseman, Brendan Galbraith, will try and find a hole in the infield as he looks at the first pitch low in the dirt for ball 1.
Not too many of the hitters for the Vipers have been ahead in the count so far today, so he's got to take advantage of that, be ready to swing if it's in the zone.
McCarthy gets the sign, comes set, 1-0 pitch. Low and away, ball 2.
So now he's really in a good hitter's count here. Make him throw a strike before you go fishing.
So the first baseman, Galbraith, in command of the count. Good hitter's count 2-0. We'll try and look to barrel something up. 2-0 pitch is hit well into the gap. That one is going to hit into the gap in left center field. The center fielder throws to the cutoff man, but Brendan Galbraith will reach on a 1-out double.
Really solid contact right there from Brendan Galbraith. You could see the just beautiful hip twist that he got. He really transferred his weight perfectly, got the bat head out in front of the ball, and that was, that had a chance to get out of here for a second there, I thought. If it was a little windier today, it's actually not that windy today. If it was windy like that one day we were calling last Saturday or whatever, then I think that might have got out.
Yeah, it's not windy where we are specifically, but if you look out to the flags, the American flag and the California flag is blowing out towards that left center field. So that ball could have carried even a little bit further, and Galbraith got it into the wind. That split Promes and Amador in center and left, and Galbraith stood at second base easy. So a runner in scoring position for the catcher, Mike Nelson, trying to drive in the first run of this ball game. McCarthy with the pitch. That one's taken for a ball.
He's got to do a job here, only 1 out, so you got to make sure you move that runner over to third by any means necessary.
Get him over, get him in. That's the situation here.
You definitely want to try and swing opposite field.
1-0 pitch, and that looked like his approach, and he fouled that one off.
Yeah, just a little bit too late on that one, but yeah, that was definitely his approach. He's letting it get deep in the zone so that he could slice it to the other side.
So McCarthy definitely has to be aware of that. That might limit the plate selection for his pitches, McCarthy. If anything's on the outside corner, Nelson looks like he's ready to poke it to the opposite field. That one is hit opposite field as well, but fouled out of play, 1-2.
Yeah, he just missed that one again. Definitely has the right approach right now, but now it's 2 strikes, so you got to shorten up a little bit and make sure that you protect.
You would have figured when we finally get a first base camera operator on a Patero that a foul ball comes her way. Little wake-up call here on a Sunday afternoon. 1-2. That one's fouled straight back. Count stays 1-2.
He's still fighting really hard to get that ball over to the other side, and that's the right approach here. You do want to be careful, though, maybe swing a little sooner and make sure that you even if it goes up the middle, make sure that you just get it in play and not strike out. But he has the right approach right now, and he's almost there.
McCarthy ahead in the count 1-2. Breaking ball is fouled off.
Not much he could do with that pitch way inside on him. Just fouls it off, keeps himself alive still.
And I think it was a good pitch selection from McCarthy to try and change up the timing. We saw Nelson was late on a lot of fastballs, try and get a breaking ball in, and Nelson topped that one foul onto his pull side. So McCarthy has a couple pitches to play with here, 1-2. Ahead in the count, runner at second, Galbraith. That one's hit to the opposite field side. Right fielder is underneath it, and he'll catch it in foul territory. Mighty tip it. He'll throw it in, but not enough time for it's plenty of time actually for Galbraith to tag and advance to third base.
Yeah, a lot of really good things there on that play. It was an outstanding job by Tippett to get all the way over there and make that running catch with the sun in his eyes. But it was also a great job by Mike Nelson to get the ball over to the other side as we've been talking about the whole at-bat, and he got the runner over, and a good job by Galbraith to be aware as a base runner and get himself over to third.
So now the batter is Brady Rodriguez, the DH. First pitch was for a ball to Rodriguez, who is trying to drive in Galbraith, who's standing at third base after a one-out double. McCarthy, 1-0 pitch in there for strike one.
And Galbraith's got to be alert over there at third base because he's been throwing several breaking balls, and if he throws a breaking ball that gets away, he's got to be ready to come home and score.
1-1 is fouled straight back. 1-2.
So again, he's going to have to protect here. And if you're McCarthy, you're ahead in the count again. Got to look for a good strikeout pitch.
Pitch from McCarthy. 1-2. Fouled off. Stays alive. That's something that these Vipers hitters have done a good job of, is when they get to a 2-strike count, they're battling McCarthy, not letting him get out with any strikeouts so far. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2.
That was very close, about as far as you can really go without going around, but he did do a good job of checking his swing.
That's the tricky part about only having 2 umpires, as you see on that camera shot. One behind home plate, one sitting at second base. Not the best look at a check swing. And that one is hit to the left field side. Amador is on the run. He will not get there in time. That'll land foul.
A lot of speedy guys over there in the outfield you can see here for Thunder Sox. That's definitely going to serve them well later on in the game, especially with the way that the wind situation is and how the ball can take off here.
And the outfield here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, there's a lot of gap room for balls to get down if they're hitting to the outfield, so a speedy outfield is definitely an advantage here. 2-2 is hit to the shortstop, Gala. He's underneath a little crow hop and a throw, and he gets Brady Rodriguez for the third and final out. So a one-out double by Brendan Galbraith is stranded at third base. We'll head to the bottom of the second, tied 0-0.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
it's more than just sports. It's an education.
Second for the
4,
Thunder
5,
Sox.
6
First baseman,
for the
number
Thunder
11,
Sox.
Kyle Cabanas.
Kyle Cabanas, Cody Nisbet, Christian Schwartz. And should anybody get on, Dimitri Amador, the left fielder, is the fourth hitter in this inning, as the first pitch from Gasser is taken for ball one.
It's still early here in the game, but Gasser and McCarthy are really making it look like this could be a pitching duel through the whole game so far.
Next pitch is in there for a strike, and based off of the bracket play, that I would say that would benefit the Vipers, as they've won their games by lower scores, as that pitch is hit straight back up the middle for a leadoff single for Kyle Cabanas.
I'm actually really surprised how close Gasser was to getting that ball backhanded, but right back up the middle for Cabanas, a good approach, short stroke, just gets himself on base. And in a game like this, when the pitching's so good, leadoff hitters getting on base is really the key if you want to get runs.
So we'll see what Cody Nisbet does here, the catcher, trying to get Cabanas into scoring position here, as the third baseman Schwartz is playing in for the Vipers. Excuse me, Martina is playing in. First pitch from Gasser is taken for strike one.
Great location right there for Gasser, right on the inside. Not much that he could do with that pitch. Good start to a count, get ahead 0-1.
Gasser checks at the runner at first and throws over. Not in time.
Like I said earlier, watch for the fact that Gasser's a lefty to throw off the running game a little bit. He can make that throw whenever he wants to.
Pitch is outside. Nelson did a great job of not allowing that to get to the backstop to advance the runner.
Almost seemed like a pitch out because of how far that pitch was outside.
So 1-1 to Cody Nisbet. Gasser taking his time. Comes home. Is fouled off.
Yeah, you can tell that Gasser thinks the runner at first is a bit of a stolen base threat because of how long he takes to hold the ball is going to set off the rhythm and his trying to time the pitcher. He's trying to do whatever he can to keep him from getting a big lead.
And here he comes straight home, and that one is popped up to the second baseman, Munoz. He is underneath it and puts away for out number 1.
Nice and easy play over there at second, and a good pitch from Gasser to get him to get under it.
Correction, that's Justin Wattori at second base. Making the put out for out number 1. So that'll bring up Christian Schwartz, third baseman.
Still got the third baseman in looking for the bunt, and definitely got the shortstop and second baseman at double play death.
First pitch is taken on the outside for ball number 1.
So you can see Gasser throwing it low. He's looking for that ground ball, have his defense try and turn the double play.
It's a little gamesmanship here from the pitcher as that next pitch is taken for a ball. So Gasser falls behind the third baseman Schwartz 2-0. We saw what happened in the top of the inning when you fall behind 2-0. See if Schwartz can duplicate that success by Galbraith, as that one's taken for strike 1.
Another really good location right there. That inside corner seems to be the spot to pitch right now because it's a little wide based on the umpire's strike zone.
Next one is fouled off. 2-2. So good battle here, as after falling behind 2-0, Gasser has evened the count 2-2 with a couple close pitches, one taken, one fouled off. 2-2, one out, runner at first. Gasser comes home. That one almost hits him, and it does. I thought Schwartz might have gotten out of the way of that one, but it glanced off of his front leg. So runners at first and second now, one out.
Yeah, I thought that looked like it bounced before it hit his leg, but we don't have the best angle on that. The second base umpire does, and he calls it a hit by pitch. So you got 2 on, 1 out now. Bit of a sticky situation for Gasser. He's got to keep the balls low, but not that low.
And so we'll see if Dimitri Amador, the left fielder, can drive home the first run of the ball game for either side. Gasser comes set. Comes home, taken for strike 1.
Good first pitch there from Gasser. Definitely a get me over pitch. You want to get ahead in the count early in a situation like this.
Awasa, the third baseman, is not playing so far in, just at the cut of the grass. Next pitch is blocked by Nelson in the dirt. 1-1.
Not a bad spot to miss. If you can get him to chase and get ahead 0-2, you get all the rhythm in the count. Definitely want to come back with a strike here, though. You don't want to go behind 2-1.
Amador looking to drive home the runner at second, takes a pitch high, 2-1.
And now if you're Amador, you're back ahead in the count. You got to make him throw a strike. He's been a little bit erratic.
Gasser with 2-1 pitch. It's hit back up the middle, glances off Gasser's glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Infield single for Dimitri Amador.
Just like with that bunt we saw earlier heading over to third base, Gasser really, obviously a top-level competitor, really wants to make every play that he can, but you've got to let that ball go because that is a tailor-made double play ball hit right at your shortstop.
Yeah, it feels like his defensive instincts make me think that he also plays infield as maybe a
He
shortstop, because at this level, at 19 and under, a lot of people pitch and play the field and are hitters as well. And Gasser just wants to make all the plays himself. That one cost him as it glanced off his glove, and the shortstop Sogard wasn't able to make a play. So bases loaded for Zach Promes, the center fielder, and Nelson will call time and have a meeting with his pitcher.
Yeah, that was definitely an inning double play right there if he had let that ball go. And you can make that play when it's hit right at your glove, but that one was hit to the side of him a little bit. It was a difficult play to make. If he makes the play, no one says anything, but when you don't make a play like that, you just have to let your defense make that play either way.
So we'll see if Gasser can pitch out of this jam here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cabanas at third, Schwartz at second, Amador at first. Swing and a miss, foul tipped by Promes, strike 1.
And a good pitch right there from Gasser. He really gassed him on that one. He just brought the fastball as hard as he could to get a strike over.
So even count 1-1 here, 1 out, and that 1-1 pitch is fouled off, 1-2.
So clearly he's struggling to keep up with that speed a little bit. Now it's 1-2, so you have a chance to maybe throw a breaking ball and then back to the fastball if you want to complement the two speeds. Or you could decide, well, he's really not catching up to it. Maybe we just go with another fastball again.
One thing Gasser hasn't had a problem of is getting into 3-ball counts. So you got to believe that Promes will get something to hit here, 1-2. That one is taken on the outside, 2-2. Close pitch.
So like I said, he comes with the breaking ball, and he misses it because you're ahead 1-2. You do have a chance to see if he can fish. Now you got to come back with the fastball and get it in the zone.
2-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Strike out, Zach Promes, as Gasser gets him swinging for out number 2.
And there you go, just what the doctor ordered. He comes with 2 hard fastballs. He can't keep up with either one. That complements the breaking pitch, which misses outside, and then he comes back with the fastball, which, like I said, seems even faster when you just saw a breaking ball versus seeing the fastball twice in a row, and he manages to get the strikeout swinging.
Mike Peter, the second baseman here, will have to get a hit for the Thunderstocks to get on the board with the bases loaded. Gasser, pitch is fouled off. Lefty-lefty matchup.
Peter clearly expecting the fastball, wasn't quite able to catch up with it, but he's seen the speed once now. Probably waiting on another one.
Gasser comes home, 0-1, taking on the outside corner, strike 2.
Yeah, and he was ready for the fastball there. He just didn't think that pitch was a strike, but a great location for Gasser. And now ahead 0-2. There's a lot of different avenues he could go here with the fastball or the breaking pitch to try and get the strikeout and get out of this.
That one's in the dirt. Nice block by Nelson, the catcher.
So he's not fishing on that one, but you still have time to see if he's going to chase.
Yeah, that one clearly out of the zone. Try and get the second baseman to get over aggressive and strike out here in this situation. Still ahead in the count, though, 1-2. Gasser with the pitch is hit, jammed, and that one's going to find a hole. Oh, no, it's not. It's a nice sliding grab by Billy Martina. That puts it away for out number 3. Bases loaded, and no runners come across for the Thunderstocks, so Gasser pitches out of that jam. We head to the top of the third, still tied 0-0. Eight, 9, 10. got thrown off there by the rules of this game. The extra hitter, Andrew Romero, Munoz, the right fielder, and Martina, the left fielder, who made that great grab to end the bottom of the second, will be the third hitter here, as McCarthy back on the mound for his third inning of work. Giving up 2 hits so far. First pitch, swung on and missed by Romero for strike number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen some great pitching so far in this game, but some outstanding fielding has also really saved the pitchers from some runs. We saw the double play that was turned. We saw the nice play on the bunt, and now we've seen in the outfield 2 nice catches.
Next pitch is taken for ball 1.
We've also seen several nice blocks at the plate, too.
So 1-1 count here. Vipers batting in the top of the third. And something about the preliminary tournament, it's been 6 days long, but the Vipers have only played in 3 of those 6 games. As that next pitch is taken for strike number 2. The Vipers played twice on, let's see, on the second day of the tournament, I believe. On Friday they played twice, and then they played once on Wednesday. So they haven't played since Friday. So they're somewhat of the fresher team, but they just played a doubleheader. But then you can also say on Friday they played a doubleheader as well. They played the first 2 games. So they've been in this situation where they've had to play back-to-back with only a short break, and they won both those games in the bracket play. We'll see if they can do it here in the championship game. 2-2 is the count to the extra hitter, Romero. Taken for a called strike 3. So McCarthy sits down his first batter looking.
And a great pitch right there from McCarthy. Perfect spot right at the top of the zone. 2-2 count. Romero didn't really want to chance it. Try to climb the ladder on that pitch, and McCarthy got the call he was looking for.
So pinch hitter will be Jack Slaughter. So the right fielder Munoz is out of the game. Jack Slaughter will be batting. First pitch is taken for ball 1. And he was originally slated to be the extra hitter.
Need a strike right here for McCarthy.
They put Romero in for Slaughter, and I guess they moved Slaughter to the outfield then. Yeah, he's still the extra hitter. I think Slaughter's in right. Slaughter takes the next pitch for a strike.
Another good pitch right there from McCarthy.
So McCarthy, that pitch taken, 2-2.
Got Slaughter ahead in the count now. Got to look for the right pitch. Ahead 3-1.
Next pitch is hit to Gala. He makes another strong throw, and you do not hit the ball to the shortstop, Aaron Gala. He's making all the plays.
Yeah, they should probably take this down in their notepad, but what are they doing still hitting it over there to shortstop? They got to try and avoid shortstop wherever possible, because they've put that one over there 4 times now, and Gala swallowed up each one. None of the plays that Gala's had to make were easy plays. He's got a great throwing arm, really good instincts on his double play balls, and clearly got some range as well.
So Martina is taking some stretches and some warm-up hacks, as some confusion here with the home plate umpire, and we're confused as well because before the game the extra hitter was slated to be Slaughter, and he just hit after the extra hitter hit, so a little confusion.
Yeah, at the last second they said that he was no longer in the game. Romero was going to come in the game, and now he hits for Munoz, so not sure exactly what happened pregame.
I'm not sure if Munoz got pinch hit for or if Slaughter was in the game the whole time. Nonetheless, Billy Martina, the left fielder, is up with 2 outs, and he just made a nice play to end the top of the second, the bottom of the second, and he takes the first pitch for a ball.
Number 7, Billy Martina.
Yeah, he could be one of those guys that you have on your team because he's an outstanding defender, even if he can't hit that well. Or he could be one of those guys you put at the bottom of the lineup to fool teams into thinking he's a weaker hitter than he really is, like we saw Solano do all season long.
As Martina fouls the 1-0 pitch, evens the count 1-1. So McCarthy is settled down here after striking out Romero looking and inducing a 6-3 ground out to Jack Slaughter.
Yeah, McCarthy's just cruising so far. Only needs one more out to get through 3 shutout innings. And when you look at a 7-inning game, I mean, he's heading towards halfway through pretty much. And he's really dominating so far. Other than the 2 well-hit balls for the hits he gave up, because both those were just smacked.
1-1. Taking for strike 2 on the outside corner.
He's done a great job just limiting the damage. There's been lots of contact. He's only got 1 strikeout. It's not like his stuff's fooling anybody, but the positions he's putting the ball in are just perfect, and his location's outstanding right now.
1-2. He's taken in the dirt. I think both pitchers as well have found a rhythm with the home plate umpire. Neither pitcher has gone to a 3-2 count or 3-ball count at all.
And we haven't really seen either pitcher get upset or frustrated at the strike zone from the umpire. They've really been, seems like they kind of already know it.
2-2, 2 out. Taken again in the dirt. And just as we say, no 3-ball counts. Full count now, 2 outs.
McCarthy used 2 waste me pitches ahead 1 and 2. He tried back-to-back breaking balls. They didn't work. Obviously, this is a fastball count now in a full count situation.
3-2 is fouled off, stays alive.
And that pitch was a little bit inside, too close to take, though. Martina does a good job of staying alive. Good pitch from McCarthy as well. Going to do it again here.
Yeah, challenge situation here. 0-0 game, 2 outs, full count. McCarthy the pitch. Strike out number 2 in the inning, 2 of the game. Billy Martinez strikes out swinging. So 8, 9, 10 go down in order. 1, 2, 3 inning for McCarthy. We'll head to the bottom of the third, still tied 0-0.
Hi, I'm Melanie Fuller with the Solano College Sports Network. The end of summer is right around the corner, which means that fall sports are about to begin. We will be covering football for Vacaville and Wilsey Wood High School. Vacaville is expected to have a better season this year after losing to Wilsey Wood in the Black and Blue Bowl for the first time in 18 years. Wilsey Wood is coming off of their best season in school history. Right off the bat, Wood is facing Concord High School, who they lost to 55-16 last season. We will also be featuring the Lady Falcons volleyball and soccer teams. Mia Satterfield Pau, Esmeralda Cortez Serrano, Talia Glenn, and Terry Gutierrez will be returning to the 2016-2017 women's volleyball team. The women's soccer team has a whopping 17 returners. Be sure to check out all of our fall sports and past events on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, or Fairfield Cable Access Channel 28 if you live in the area. I'm Melanie Fuller, and thank you for supporting the Solano College Sports Network.
Aaron Gala.
Top of the order, Aaron Gala, Mighty Tippett, and Ryan Zappo, who went down in order in the bottom of the first, are back up here. As Gasser, in his 3rd inning of work, first pitch to Gala is low for ball 1. Gasser working quickly. Next pitch, taken on the outside corner, 2-0.
Yeah, he's working quickly, but he needs to slow down right now. His location is off, and the last thing you want to do is start walking people.
2-0 pitch. It's taken for a ball. 3-0.
And if you're Gala, 3-0 count right here. In the game, the way that this one has gone, with nobody really being able to get on base with any regularity, you probably take this pitch no matter what.
And he does. 3-1.
Got to make him throw a strike. If he's going to put you on base, then you'll take it.
Yeah, when you're 3-0, you look for your exact pitch, and if it's anything else, you just take that one. And he swings at the 3-1 pitch and misses 3-2.
And now you're in a much more difficult situation at 3-2 with the 2-strike count, because even though you kind of want to walk, anything that's borderline you have to swing at now.
So we'll see what kind of plate discipline the leadoff hitter has. Gala, who's been stellar in the field, takes that pitch for a ball 4, and he'll reach with the leadoff walk.
And kind of have a hunch. We've seen him and the way that he moves over at shortstop, so I haven't seen him sprint, but I'm just going to go ahead and guess that he's a stolen base threat with some speed over there.
And Gasser is definitely communicating with his defense, is thinking along the same lines as you are, Tristan, as the third baseman Iwasa is playing in, trying to get rid of the sacrifice situation here with no outs, runner at first. Mighty Tippett, the right fielder, takes the first pitch for a ball.
Yeah, big lead over there for Gala. He could just be making it seem like he's going to steal, or he could be just timing the pitcher and waiting for the right pitch to go on.
Next one is fouled. Is chopped to the pitcher. Gasser's going to have to make a good play. Did not have the greatest angle on that throw, but makes it, and Tippett is retired.
Yeah, not an easy play at all right there. Had to make a quick spin and then fire an accurate throw with a very poor angle. So a really nice play right there by Gasser to get the out. But runner in scoring position for the Thunder Sox.
I think the only thing that really saved him is that he's left-handed, and he has a little bit better angle. Had he been right-handed, the runner running down the baseline was right in his path, but Gasser able to make that throw as Nelson blocks that first pitch in the dirt for ball one.
Grounded to second base. His first time up in a slow chop, but he's got a runner on second here, one out, so like we said earlier, got to do a job. Got to try and hit it to the right side, get the runner up, score him if you can.
Pickoff throw goes into center field, but Gala does not advance. Nice play by Malm in center field to back up that throw. That one wasn't even close there, Tristan.
That one, it got away. He's sliding back, and so his head probably can't see right away. But there was no communication whatsoever from the bench. I didn't hear anyone telling him anything. He's got to know, or he's got to be told to go, because that ball bounced enough times in center. It would have been a really difficult play, and he should have advanced.
And next one is in the dirt again. Nelson with a nice block. So last three throws from Gasser, pitch way in the dirt in front of Nelson, pitch into a pickoff throw into center field, and another pitch that bounced in the dirt in front of Nelson. So Gasser having some control issues here in the bottom of the third.
Another really nice block there. A whole lot of nice blocks we've seen so far at the plate already.
And that one chops, almost bounces over the head of Wattori, but Wattori able to make the grab and advance Gala over to third on that ground out.
Great play right there by Wattori on that really difficult hop that came up on him really last second. That was a nice job to stick with it, and a good job too by the hitter to get the ball over to the right side, as we said, and advance that runner. So now you got a man on third, 2 outs. Can score him with a hit or a wild pitch.
That one's low.
And man, Nelson's just a wall back there. He's making a whole lot of blocks here early on.
Yeah, definitely key here. There's been a couple runners to reach third base here now for the Thunder Sox, one in each half inning of the last two that have in the bottom of the second. Cabanas, the man at the plate, was stranded at third base with the bases loaded, and now Gala standing at third base with 2 outs. 1-1 is hit well, and that one is going to get past the center fielder Malm. Scoring is Gala. Cabanas is hustling for 3. He is going for it. The relay throw is not going to be in time, and Cabanas is going to reach with an RBI triple.
Really great swing right there by Cabanas, but for a ball like that, which only takes a couple hops before the center fielder gets over there, if you're going to get a triple on that ball, you have to be thinking triple right away. He had no hesitation. He rounded first, rounded second. He kept going. He didn't even look at the base coach. He was like, I'm going to get to third base on this. Really nice job, really good hustle, and a great swing too.
And so the first run of the ball game is scored by the Thunder Sox. So the Thunder Sox lead 1-0. And now it's just a mirror image situation. Runner still at third base. 2 outs for the catcher, Cody Nisbet. So after a meeting with the Vipers coach, Vipers pitching coach, the Gasser is going to ask for a new baseball.
Finally got our first run of the game across here, and if you're the Thunder Sox, you really don't want to be content and settle for that. You still got to run around third here. You want to get a second run in if you can, and maybe keep it going with a 2-out rally. So the Thunder Sox got to keep the foot on the gas here, and then also if you're McCarthy, you got to be sitting there feeling good because you pitched out of a jam and now your team's got you the lead.
First pitch is for a ball, or you put the foot on the gasser. There you go.
And that works in several different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Several levels to that pun there. 1-0 pitch.
Double entendre.
Is taken for a strike one.
That inside corner, like I said, very, very large. And another nice pitch on the inside corner for Gasser. Good job of knowing the strike zone.
That one breaks the bat of Nisbet. Tough play by Watari, and he makes the play. That one was not easy by any means as it breaks the bat of Cody Nisbet. But Kyle Cabanas comes through with a big hit, RBI triple with 2 outs. That gives the Thunder Sox a 1-0 lead heading to the top of the 4th. Top of the lineup for the Vipers after the Thunder Sox bring home 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd. McCarthy will look to put up a shutdown inning, trying to hold this 1-0 lead. But Justin Watari, Nick Sogard, and Nick Awasa will look to try and set the table here for the El Dorado Vipers. Watari single to lead off the ball game, but was out on the Nick Awasa 6-4-3 double play. And if Gala for the Thunder Sox has been the defensive MVP, I think Watari has been the defensive MVP for the Vipers in the field as he looks at that first pitch strike. Watari fouls one back. That one's going to stay in play, but no communication between the Thunder Sox as the third baseman, pitcher, and catcher cannot put that foul ball away.
I'm really not sure what happened, that they all seem to put their heads down and start, kind of running, and they ran way past the ball. And it just landed behind them. There's no communication whatsoever. That should have been an out.
Yeah, lucky break there for the Vipers as Watari is still alive with the 0-2 count. McCarthy looks in, 0-2 pitch. Is taken high for ball 1.
McCarthy doing a good job, though, of staying ahead in the count as he has all game.
See what kind of 2-strike adjustment Watari has as he fouls that next pitch off. Stays alive.
Still getting a lot of late swings, so McCarthy's got to stick with what's working.
And in the first inning, Watari got his single with 2 strikes. Look to try and duplicate that success here to lead off the 4th. That one's taken for ball 2.
Yeah, he got his hit because he was expecting that 2-strike breaking ball, which he just saw right there. If that one hadn't been low, I think he would have been expecting it again. I think they got to go with the fastball.
And it is, and it's right back up the middle. Diving play made by Peter, but cannot make it. So Watari 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And he leads off the 4th here with A leadoff single.
Man, that was so close to going right back into McCarthy's glove right there. He just missed it, and then it was just missed at second on a dive as well. Just barely got that one through there, but a great job by Watari, and he really has a great two-strike approach.
That ends the 5-batter streak that McCarthy was on of retiring 5 straight, as that first pitch is taken for a ball to the shortstop, Nick Sogard.
Sogard had a really solid swing his first time up, lined one over to short. Better play made by Gala, though.
That is a hit and run, and that, it is botched by Mike Peter. Was looking for the double play. Sogard's going to take second on the throw into the cutoff man. So good heads-up base running there by Sogard to take an extra 90 feet. And bad play by Mike Peter in the field to anticipate that double play.
Yeah, that was a hard-hit ball, but it was hit right at him. You just got to squeeze the leather, make sure you catch it, and then worry about throwing it back to first. He was thinking a little too far ahead, and he would have had plenty of time to make the play. Realistically, he didn't need to think about that at all. That was going to be an easy double play.
So Vipers trying to make the Thunder Sox pay for that mental error in the field. Not sure if that's going to go in error in the books, but it's definitely a mental error by the second baseman, Peter. So the third place hitter, Nick Awasa, the third baseman, with 2 runners in scoring position here, no outs. McCarthy with the first pitch. That was fouled straight back, 0-1.
And if you're McCarthy, I mean, you got runners on second and third here, nobody out, but you do have a 1-run lead as well. You can concede one of those runs and still come out of here. So you just got to focus on one hitter at a time, look for a strikeout or a ground ball.
Next pitch is broken bat. Gala is going to have only one play to make, and that is to hold the ball. So infield single by Nick Awasa will score the first run for the El Dorado Vipers. This game is all knotted up, 1-1.
And if you're McCarthy, that's exactly what you were going for right there. You can't get too frustrated on that one. You just got unlucky. You broke his bat, and the ball took a hard turn towards the left side of the infield. So you got to keep with the game plan right here if you're McCarthy.
The center fielder, number 1, Aiden Malm.
Aiden Malm, the center fielder, will be batting here with runners at the corners. Sogard at third base. Awasa standing at first. A couple nicks on the base paths for the Vipers. Malm led off the second and grounded out to the shortstop. Big swing and a miss by Malm.
Yeah, McCarthy's still fooling with his pitches. He's doing a great job of keeping ahead in the count and starting off ahead, so he's really just got to finish some of these guys, put them away.
No outs here. Malm hits it the opposite way into the infield. Only one play to make for the second baseman, Peter, and that's to throw out Malm. RBI ground out for Aiden Malm.
And so the Vipers have the lead here 2-1 and a runner on second. Only one out. They need to keep putting together good at-bats here. You really want to stress McCarthy out. These are stressful innings to pitch in.
And I think they've really figured out the approach to make here to this ground ball pitcher that pitches mainly to contact, and they've done an excellent job of putting a rally together here in the top of the fourth. So runner at second, one out for Galbraith, the first baseman, takes a pitch. And Galbraith, in a 2-0 count, hit one into the left center field gap. You don't want to fall behind this hitter, as he has 1-0 here. 1-0 pitch is hit to the third baseman. Schwartz makes the play, puts out Galbraith for out number 2.
Nice play over there by Schwartz, and a really strong throw. There's some really strong arms in the infield here today that we've seen.
So the catcher, Mike Nelson, who flew out to the right field with 1 out in the second inning, allowed Galbraith to advance to third base. Here are 2 outs trying to drive home. Nick Awasa takes the first pitch ball.
Really nice breaking ball right there by McCarthy, just a little bit high. Definitely want to set him up for the fastball.
And we've seen what Nelson's done behind the plate, blocking balls for the pitcher Gasser. See what he can do here with the bat. He hits one in the 5.5 hole. They are going to send the runner with 2 outs. Strong throw from the left fielder is not in line. They're going to get Nelson trying to advance to second.
Oh.
They are not. Nelson with the nifty slide to get underneath the tag of Mike Peter at second base So Mike Nelson with the RBI single advances to second on the throw.
And, yeah, he definitely looks out, but apparently they say that he slid. He got his toe under the tag.
Brady Rodriguez.
Can't agree with that call.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you agree with it. That is a call that was made in the field. So the third run comes across, and a big meeting at the mound here with McCarthy. With 2 outs, Vipers were looking to shut down this inning after getting the first run in what seemed to be a good pitcher's duel that was coming on with McCarthy and Gasser. And all of a sudden, this rally here started with the Justin Vittori single, Nick Sogard double, Nick Iwasa with a single. So 3 straight hits to lead off this 4th inning. And they have scored 3 here. So that brings up Brady Rodriguez, the DH. Left-handed hitting batter.
One of the 4 different hitters here on the Vipers that was unfortunate enough to hit the ball at Gala at short.
Takes the first pitch ball. So McCarthy here in a big jam. Runner in scoring position. They pinch ran for the catcher. So speed on the base paths as a nice block there by Nisbet.
McCarthy definitely struggling a heck of a lot more since he started pitching out of the stretch with his command and his location.
You can just tell by the lead from the pinch runner at second. Throw over. Just trying to keep that runner close. A little too far to see who exactly is pinch running for Nelson. But they took the sluggish catcher off the base paths and have a much faster runner. As that next pitch is fouled off, 2-1.
So Rodriguez here still ahead in the count. A little late on that last pitch. He's going to be ready for the next one, though, and try and meet it. So got to get a good mix-up here of fastballs with curveballs.
Takes that 2-1 pitch high. It's actually Cito Munoz, who we thought was starting in right field. I think it was actually Jack Slaughter who started all this time. So a second change to the lineup that we never got. But Munoz is in there pinch running for Nelson. 3-1 pitch is taken for a strike, 3-2.
And now we have another full count situation right here. Really good pitch for McCarthy that he needs. He does not want to put 2 more runners on.
And that one is taken for strike 3 on the outside corner. So McCarthy gets Rodriguez looking, but not before 3 runs come across for the El Dorado Vipers. They lead this championship game 3-1. Schwartz, Amador, Promes. Bottom part of the lineup. As Schwartz takes the first pitch strike. Should anybody got on Mike Peter, the second baseman. As he takes the next pitch for a ball, 1-1.
Definitely got to be encouraging right here for Gasser as he comes back out after giving up that first run, and he's got the lead back. Well, I shouldn't say back, but he's got the lead now.
So 2-1 is the count. Gasser with the pitch swung on and missed by Schwartz. Evens the count 2-2.
So now he's got 2 strikes on him, and definitely would be a great start to the inning for him to get a strikeout. He's only got 2 on the game.
And he gets that high fastball to chase and just fouls that one off to the right side of Schwartz.
I think what's amazed me the most out of the fact that this has been such a low-scoring game is that neither pitcher's really fooled the hitters all that much. Each one's got only 2 strikeouts, but so much contact and yet such good defense.
As Nelson gets that breaking ball way outside from Gasser, 3-2.
Such good defense that has managed to keep this game scoreless so far, even though we've seen a mistake or 2 here and there.
Full count here. taken on the inside corner as Gasser kind of falls off the mound. So lucky break there from Schwartz that Gasser lost his footing on the mound for a leadoff walk.
Schwartz, the only guy in this game, really doesn't understand what contact feels like yet today. He's been hit by a pitch and walked.
That's contact in essence, and that it contacted his leg, but in the baseball sense,
not the kind that you want.
Yeah, not the kind that you want. But hey, you show up, you get 2 times on base for free. You're 0 for 0,
but your on base percentage is 1,000.
Exactly. So Dimitri Amador, the left fielder, singled his first time up, takes a first pitch ball, so jumps ahead in the count 1-0. Here with a runner at first base. That next pitch is taken low for a ball, 2-0.
And now you can see Gasser's not coming out the way that you want him to when he just got the lead. He's coming out and he's being a little bit erratic here. Already 6 balls out of the 8 pitches he's thrown this inning.
2-0 ahead in the count to Amador, and that one is hit into center field. We'll see if he can make a play. Another nice sliding play made by the Vipers. Eden Malm with the nice sliding grab.
Just a defensive clinic out there in the outfield so far. We've seen great outfield plays from both sides. Really impressive for a high school level game how well the defense has performed in this one, because high school games can be known for lots of errors, lots of as opposed to college games. There's been some really fine plays made out there.
Yeah, just to remind you, you're watching the Solano Invitational final championship game, and a nice pickoff move made by the lefty Gasser, and he gets Schwartz leaning.
Well, that's what you got to worry about when you're looking at a southpaw on the mound. I said it earlier on in the game that one of the things to look out for today was how the lefty would disrupt the running game. And you see it right there with the nice pickoff move. Catches him sleeping.
So first pitch to Promes here with nobody out, 2 out in the inning. Next pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike 1. So great move by Gasser to clear the bases as Promes swings and misses at that next pitch. 1-2. Gasser ahead, 1-2, 2 out. That pitch in the dirt for ball 2, 2-2. And should Gasser hold up here for the Vipers hitters will have a chance to start a rally with the bottom of the order, 8, 9, 10. The extra hitter will lead off for the Vipers, as that one is jammed right back to the pitcher, Gasser with the underhand flip for out number 3. So after a leadoff walk by Schwartz, no damage after the nice pickoff from Gasser. We head to the top of the 5th. The Vipers lead the Thunder Sox 3-1.
Interested in a career in sports broadcasting? Well, Solano College is the right college for you. Fall 2016, Solano is offering not 1, but 2 sports broadcasting classes. COM 75A is for the people who want to be in front of the camera, like me. You will focus on real-life, on-air, internet, and televised broadcast. Not only will you be in front of the camera, you will learn the fundamentals of play-by-play description, color commentary, do interviews with players and coaches, and even host your own sports talk show. For those of you who want to be more behind the scenes, COM 80A is the class for you. You will learn the fundamentals of televised sports broadcasts, both in studio and on location. You will also learn the fundamentals of computer graphics, videography, instant replay, and pre- and post-production editing. Cool, right? Both classes are held from 1 to 3:55 in room 121 of the main campus building. 75A is held on Wednesdays and 80A is held on Mondays. See you there.
Number 44.
8, 9, 10, Romero, Slaughter, Martina leading off. This exact trio led off the top of the 3rd, and McCarthy was able to strike out Romero and Martina. I'd like to duplicate that success as Romero swings at the first pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, he came out way in front of that one, and one thing that can really not be understood from a fan standpoint is how much a pitcher can get in your head when you're really frustrated and can't hit his pitches.
Next pitch is taken for a ball. We are here in the top of the 5th. In this 7-run ball game for the championship of the Solano Invitational Tournament, 19 and under teams. Here with the Thunder Sox and the El Dorado Vipers. Both teams have not lost in this tournament. 3-0-1 are their records as Romero takes a second strike. 1-2 is the count.
And the way that the defense is played, you can really tell the atmosphere of a championship game is here. Even though there's some fatigue, they're all making sure that they make all the plays they need to make to, nobody wants to be the guy that makes the error that costs the team a game.
Romero stays alive. 1-2. So Slaughter is on deck. Romero calls time. As McCarthy was taking a little bit of time. One and two is taken for a ball. 2-2.
So both teams doing a much better job of working the count here, and both pitchers are starting to stress a little more. I would expect to see some bullpen activity eventually.
That one's fouled off.
Both pitchers' pitch counts to this point haven't been too bad because there's been a lot of short innings, but after that last inning where 7 batters came up for the Vipers and lots of 2-2 and 3-2 counts for both pitchers, you're going to expect to see some fatigue from them soon.
Yeah, very stressful inning that happening for Drew McCarthy, the starting pitcher for the Thunder Sox. Even included a meeting at the mound to kind of calm him down after Mike Nelson drove in the 3rd run. They needed a meeting to get that final out. Brady Rodriguez struck out looking on a 3-2 count. Looking to punch out Romero for the second time. He got Romero looking, his first at-bat. Romero stays alive again, fouls it back.
And these are those kinds of at-bats that you want from a hitter who's leading off an inning. As you see, already fouled 2 off since we got to the 2-2 count. So this is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. He's really working it on McCarthy right now, and McCarthy just gets frustrated because he's just trying to get this first runner or hitter out.
2-2. That one is hit over the second baseman, into the gap. Right fielder cuts it off, and that's going to hold Romero to a single. Mighty Tippett with a nice play in the outfield to make sure that didn't get past him and allow Romero to get an extra 90 feet.
And the other thing is, the more pitches that you see in an at-bat, the more chances the pitcher throws a mistake pitch like that one that just kind of hangs over the plate, and you get a chance to put a good swing on it. So the better, or the lengthier the at-bat, oftentimes the better for the hitter.
Jack Slaughter, the right fielder, grounded out to the shortstop. Gala, like many of his other Viper teammates, and was out. That first pitch was taken. Slaughter squares around a bunt, bounce it foul.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get that one down there. He tried to go underneath himself, wasn't able to do it, and now there's 2 strikes on him, so he's going to have to swing away. He's behind 0-2.
Interesting that he took that first pitch and then decided to bunt at that second pitch. Slaughter with a bunt, and that one is going to trickle foul. So it was actually a 1-1 count as Slaughter. So Slaughter with a 1-1 bunt foul.
Got to be careful not to forget about the runner at first either.
Slaughter swings and misses. Not sure why the runner is advancing. A lot of confusion there, and they didn't tag the runner. So the runner's going to advance on the strikeout. Gala not with the wherewithal to realize that Slaughter swung and missed at that pitch, so he had to tag Romero, who mistakenly ran to second base for some odd reason. A lot of mental errors, and it all comes at the end of the day with Romero advancing 90 feet.
Yeah, that situation right there, that is a really, really not a good mental mistake right there by Gala, because there's just no situation in which that's going to be a force out over there at second base unless the ball gets hit. So the runner who was running to first, not sure why he was running to first. It wasn't a wild pitch. He just swung and missed on it, even though it bounced out in front of home. And then the runner takes off for second. He throws it down there, beats him easily, and no tag.
And so there is activity now for the Thunder Sox in the bullpen. They'll try and quickly get warmed up as there are no outs here. Excuse me, one out. As Martina laces it to the third baseman, tries to double him off, and he does. Nice play in the field by Christian Schwartz to grab that liner by Martina, get the runner Romero napping at second base, who took too far of a lead. So that will end the inning with that 5-4 putout. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth with the Vipers leading 3-1. (9-1-2), Mike Peter, Aaron Gala, and Mighty Tippett in this bottom of the fifth. As Gasser has only allowed one run in his 4 innings pitched. First pitch is hit back up the middle. Second baseman tries to make the backhanded play, makes the throw anyway, but not in time to get Mike Peter. So leadoff single for the second baseman.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want if you're the Thunder Sox right here. They're trying to start a late rally and they need the leadoff runner to get on. The first time this game they got the leadoff runner on was in the second inning. They did it in the third inning and the fourth inning. So 4 out of the 5 innings they've had the leadoff runner on. Only once did that translate to a run for them.
And the run that did score was Aaron Gala, who walked in the third. Swing and a miss. Snap throw by Nelson. Tried to get the Mike Peter.
And just to let him know that you're paying attention over there, not to get too far off of first, because he's going to keep that in his mind even though the throw wasn't really that close to getting him.
1-0 is the count. Gasser with the pitch to Gala. Nelson with a nice block.
So like we said earlier, I mean, just reiterate that Nelson is a brick wall back there. He's made so many picks.
And just as you say that, it goes right between the legs of Nelson. Hard turn at second by Mike Peter, but he'll advance 90 feet on the pass ball. Or
finally realizing that broadcaster's jinx that you've been plagued by for so many years.
Yeah. It's diffused over to you. Just by being in the broadcast with me so many times, it's just kind of shifted over. Maybe that'll be the end of my broadcaster's jinx. Who knows? 2-1 is the count to Aaron Gala, the shortstop. Gasser checks on the runner at second, comes home. Swing and a miss by Gala. 2-2.
I don't think jinxes work like that. I don't think you can just transfer them on to other people.
Then how do you explain?
I'm sure Cubs fans would like to think that, but it doesn't work that way.
Hey, the curse of the GOAT, that's real. That GOAT curse got transferred over to the Cubs. They haven't won since. 2-2. In the dirt, gets past Nelson again. And maybe just all the work that he's had has caught up to Nelson as he looked kind of ginger as getting up out of the crouch that time. as Peter advances another 90 feet, is standing at third.
Another difficult block to make right there. I would have been really impressed if he made that one. And yeah, you said a little bit limp right there. It was an awkward move on his legs, but I think also stamina of the pitcher is getting to be a factor now as he's getting tired up there.
Vipers bullpen is active, and Gala takes a pitch for a strike 3 called. Gala not too happy as he walked about a third of the way towards the first base to take his walk, and he got run up looking for the third strikeout for Gasser.
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little surprised the way that they've been calling the strikes here in this game. I'm really not sure that seemed very low and inside, but also a full count, so you got to protect.
Mighty Tippett, the right fielder, with 1 out. We'll take a first pitch ball.
And Gasser really just looking exhausted right now.
Yeah, runner at third in Mike Peter. That one, Tippett had a duck near his head, and with that errant throw, that brings out the pitching coach for the Vipers.
He's immediately out there, middle at bat.
Yeah, I felt like he jumped out of the dugout while that pitch was in the air. And we'll see what he does to calm down his pitcher as he is wearing down quite a bit. As it is a 2-0 count to Mighty Tippett.
Yeah, a lengthy start for both pitchers here today.
Runner at third
When you consider they play 7 innings.
Yeah, Mike Peter, you only have a couple more innings for the Sox to try and get these 2 runs to tie this up and eventually go ahead.
Yeah, there's no question this runner on third that they got over there with nobody out has got to score this inning. They cannot pass that up. And then if they can get another one this inning, they can. But otherwise, rely on their other 2 innings to try and score 1 more. But they got to get this runner from third home right now.
And Tippett isn't a good hitter's count, but it is a tough lefty-lefty matchup, and he has grounded out twice in his 2 previous at-bats.
Neither of the 2 or 3 hitters have hits. They've both grounded out twice.
It's not what you want if you're the Thunder Sox to have that top-of-the-order struggle. We'll see if he can correct that, but he swings over the top of that 2-0 pitch, 2-1.
Yeah, and then you got the top of the order there with Gala. Even though he took a walk, he struck out twice. So the 1 through 3 hitters have not performed all that well.
Yeah, 0 for 6, 1 walk, 1 run scored, as Tippett fouls it off of himself, 2-2.
If he can find a way to get this run through, though, and they can get someone else on base, then Kyle Cabanis can get back up, and he's been the only solid hitter on the team this game for the Thunder Sox with a single and an RBI triple.
Yeah, only 4 hits. Cabanas has 2 of them, and the lone RBI for the Thunder Sox. So runner at third, 1 out, 2-2 count. Gasser with a pitch to Tippett. That one is hit into right field. That one will get down in front of Slaughter and drive home Peter. So the Thunder Sox cut the lead down to 3-2.
And that right there was just absolutely huge for the Thunder Sox when you consider the gravity of the situation. It's the 5th inning of a 7-inning game, so it's like the 7th inning. They've only got a few innings left after this. That was a major RBI right there to keep this game close, and that's going to be the end of the day for Gasser.
Yeah, number 22, Tyler Cody. Looks like he'll come into the ball game after warming up in the bullpen. So here in the the bottom of the 5th, the Thunder Sox, after a leadoff single by Mike Peter, advanced 90 feet on 1 wild pitch, 90 more feet on a 2nd wild pitch, and Mighty Tippett drove him home there with a 1-out single. Let's pause for a little station identification. You are watching the Solano College Sports Network. Brian Nelson here alongside my broadcast partner, Tristan Vector. You can watch all of our games on SCSN if you live in the Fairfield area, Fairfield Cable Access Channel 28. You can also watch our videos on YouTube/Solano College Sports Network. Also join us on Facebook, Solano College Sports Network, and on our social media accounts, Twitter and Instagram at SEC_Falcons. So Tristan, a pretty good pitcher's duel for the most part. One crooked inning for the Vipers puts them ahead 3-2 to this point. what do you think are the keys for either side to bring home a championship in this decisive game here?
Well, obviously because the pitching has been so good, we don't know what either team's bullpen looks like, but I'm going to assume their pitching's good as well. So because it's a championship game, you're going to throw out your absolute best pitchers only. So the key is going to be working the count. Leadoff hitters need to get on base, and they've got to just play small ball and squeeze the runs in when they can. If you got a bunt to get the guy over to second, then get a single, send him home on a questionable play. Whatever they got to do to get runs home, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game from here on out, just as it has been this first 5 innings.
And there you get a good look at the new pitcher for the Vipers warming up, and there is Ryan Zappo, the DH for the Thundersox, trying to advance Mighty Tippett, keep this rally going as you finally have momentum on the offensive side, getting a run here in the 5th.
Tyler Condi.
Tyler Condi,
Batting for the Thundersox,
the pitcher.
Hitter, number 15, Ryan Zappo.
So the DH has grounded twice to the second baseman, Justin Watari. And here that wouldn't be too bad to bounce towards that right side of the infield with a runner at first and a hole on that side of the defense with Mighty Tippett standing, getting a good leadoff. Tippett goes. Oh, and Zappo hits it to the clear side of the field with the shortstop covering. Tippett is going to advance to third safely, so a nice hit and run executed by the Thundersox.
Yeah, really solid swing right there. It was hit right at where the shortstop would be, but fortunately because of the hit and run call, really good situation for the hit and run call, and because of it the shortstop's running over to second base. The ball goes right at him and through.
And you could tell by just that swing, Zappo's approach was directly at where that vacant shortstop was playing. So a good awareness by Zappo to get the hole and hit the ball through the hole as Cabanas chops one past and the third baseman, the shortstop, to drive in the third run to tie this ball game up. Mighty Tippett scores. Cabanas with his second RBI.
And you've still got 2 on here, 1 out, so the opportunity to drive in a lead run, which potentially the way this game's been going could be winning runs. That completes the stat line on Gasser. 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
So now Zappo and Cabanas have taken advantage of the pitching change. Tyler Condi, after coming in for Gasser, has given up back-to-back singles. And now Cody Nisbet here with 1 out. Swings at the first pitch, double play ball, second to short, gets him at first for a 4-6-3 double play. Watari to Sogard to Galbraith. That will end the inning, but not before the Thundersox tie this ball game up. We are all knotted at 3, headed to the top of the 6th. Here as this championship game for the Solano Invitational Tournament. Very exciting is a 3-3 tie here at the top of the 6th, and like we've said all game long, only a 7-inning game, so effectively this is like the top of the 8th, only 2 more innings to try and take this lead. Justin Watari, Nick Sogard, and Nick Awasa are the 3 due up here.
Well, we really got a good game for you today in a championship situation. Tie game, only 1 more inning left after this one.
First pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 1. as McCarthy is still out there. A little activity. Looks like Sonny Brantwood for the Thunder Sox. Goes down to the bullpen as Watari swings and misses. Strike one.
Really nice pitch right there by McCarthy after he started him off with the fastball. Came back with what looks like a changeup. Really good switch of speed.
Schwartz, the third baseman, is playing in on the grass, right at the cut of the grass, and next pitch is taken for ball two. So, respecting the speed of Watari, trying to avoid the drag bunt to the third base side. So Schwartz plays in. Next pitch is low and in the dirt, 3-1.
Yeah, I got to get these pitches up here. McCarthy's messing around with too many breaking balls right now, which is what pitchers tend to do when they get a little bit tired. So he's got to come back with as many fastballs as he can here, though, in this count.
Watari hits one deep into the right field side. This one is off the wall, and Watari's going to run for a while. Right fielder throws it in to the cutoff man. Watari stops at second base for a leadoff double.
Yeah, and Watari's just been killing it today all game long. Doesn't matter what the count was. In fact, first two hits were each with 2 strikes in the count, but 3 really solid line drives, 2 singles and a double. He had himself a day.
That looks like that could be the last, and it will be the last batter for Drew McCarthy. So he pitches 5+ innings, and he is responsible for the runner at second, Justin Watari. And Watari has been a great leadoff man here in this championship game. 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, and he scored the second run of the ball game the first run of the ball game for the Vipers. And so new pitcher will be number 12, Sonny Brantwood.
Well, Watari is everything that you ask in a leadoff hitter. Every single time that you have your leadoff hitter up, and he managed to have all 3 of his at-bats happen to be leading off an inning. So not just leading off the game, but he led off the 4th and the 6th as well, and every single time he got himself on base, he started off that big 3-run inning for them in the 4th, and it's just a lot of momentum that you can gain off of having a leadoff hitter who can get on base every single time.
And he showed there he has a little pop in his bat as being a shorter middle infielder. You don't expect that kind of power from the left-handed side, but when you lob a 3-1 pitch up there in the strike zone like McCarthy did, Watari was able to turn on it, not able to get it out of Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium for a home run, but it one-hopped the wall, and he easily got into second base.
Now, McCarthy wasn't really fooling anybody. He only struck out 4, gave up 8 hits. However, he limited the damage. One of the biggest ways he did that was only 2 hits of those 8 were extra base hits. So he limited to a lot of singles. He got some double plays turned behind him, some good defense. He got the strikeouts when he needed them. And so at the end of the day, it's a really good start for him, even though he did give up those 8 hits and he's responsible for the runner at second.
Yeah, the only other extra base hit was Galbraith with a double into the left center field gap. And depending on how you score things, Sogard in the 4th, he advanced to second on a throw. But for the most part, McCarthy did a good job of trying to pitch to contact, and we saw what Gala's done at shortstop, really trying to trust his defense. But the Vipers, give credit to them for finding holes and not letting that kind of philosophy get them down. They've managed to really hit McCarthy well, and now with the new pitcher, Brandwood, we'll see what they do here and try to touch up the bullpen, just like the Thunder Sox did to the Vipers bullpen.
And the other really impressive thing that you want to mention about McCarthy's line today is 0 walks. He did not let any free runners get on base. If he had, the score would definitely be different right now.
First pitch from Brandwood is low and outside for ball 1. And a snap throw
down the second. The runner really was not paying attention. He had his back turned, so I like that throw over there because he wasn't paying attention.
Even caught me off guard. I was putting ball 1 in my scorebook, and all of a sudden I look up and there's a close play at second base. Next one is on the outside corner for strike 1.
And a really good pitch right there. That's what you call painting the corners. You can really pay attention to where the umpire's been calling the zone.
Brandwood looks like he has a high overhand delivery from the right side. 1-1 pitch. And Sogard hits a high to left field. Put away for out number 1. Dimitri Amador with the put out. And the thing about Brownwood's delivery, he kind of hides the ball behind his head, so it gives the batter less of an opportunity to pick up the ball. So a little deception in his delivery with the high overhand delivery from the right-hander.
He's got a bit of a double clutch, too, when he steps, and that definitely can be difficult to time as a hitter.
Next pitch to Iwasa is in the dirt. Nesbitt tries to block, but not going to be able to get Watari to advance this to third on that pitch. Nick Iwasa, the third baseman, grounded to a double play and singled and scored with an RBI single to drive in Watari.
This is a huge situation right here now with the runner on third and 1 out.
And that next pitch is taken for ball 2. Brownwood's delivery kind of reminds me of Josh Colementer from the Arizona Diamondbacks with that high release and kind of deceptive delivery. Next pitch is taken for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes.
Also almost reminiscent of Tim Wakefield minus the knuckleball.
As a Red Sox fan, it's really hard to equate that kind of delivery to Wakefield's. As he takes a breaking ball for a strike, Iwasa cannot believe it as he tosses the bat saying, really?
I'll be honest with you. Having played baseball myself, umpires that see you toss the bat a little too early before they call it almost be inclined that they just have to call a strike now.
Yeah. You don't show up the umpire, especially in a non-under-19 tournament. As the infielder is playing in here with 1 out, as Iwasa fouls that one for a full count. They're trying to protect this tie ball game, not allow that runner to score should Iwasa hit it to the infielders.
And you could see the frustration right there on Iwasa's face because he really chased a pitch that was ball 4, and he's still frustrated from the last call. He's got to put that one away.
And ball 4, Iwasa takes that pitch in the dirt. So with 1 out, that sets up the double play situation, at least if you're Brandwood here with 1 out. Should the cleanup hitter Aiden Malm hit one to the middle infielders, you could get out of this inning. We've seen them turn a double play against Iwasa in the first. They'll try to get out of this jam here with runners at the corners, 1 out, unscathed, trying to get to the bottom of the 6th still with this tie ball game. So a big situation here with Malm, the center fielder. He hits one past the shortstop for an RBI single. That's going to get past the left fielder who cuts it off. Malm will get to second. Iwasa will advance to third for the RBI double for Aiden Malm.
Another solid swing there from Malm. His last one was a hard shot over to second that was played well over at second, so he hit into an out, but it was a really hard hit in an RBI for him, and now he's got a second RBI in his first hit of the ball game, and a major hit right there at that.
So Coach Stover, who is over on the PA, announced that's his 6th extra base hit of the tournament. Only 5 games played here for the Vipers, as Gilbreth takes that first pitch for a strike.
And now with runners in second and third, 1 out, the Vipers have the chance to bust this one open a little and put some insurance runs ahead. And in a low-scoring game like this, that is a huge opportunity for them right here.
Vipers only have 2 half innings to try and get back this run here. So Galbraith with the opportunity to put this game further out of reach. Here with only a 1-run ball game, you can't be too confident with only 1 run. And the way that the Thunder Sox have hit in this series, they've scored 6, 8, and 7 runs in their 3 preliminary games, averaging 7 runs a ball game. So they have the offense to come back. Here, Galbraith with 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, really needs to drive home these runs.
And after the last game that we broadcasted when the Rockhounds came back twice, you just know, especially in high school baseball, there's always an opportunity to come back. A 1-run lead is not safe by any means.
Galbraith looks at that pitch for a ball, 2-1. So Aiden Malm.
So Malm, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 10 RBIs here in the tournament.
Definitely the reason why the Vipers bat him clean up as Galbraith looks at that 2-1 pitch for a strike, 2-2.
And that's a real good pitch right there. He needs 1 more of those, though.
Brandwood, after coming in, we saw what the Vipers bullpen had to deal with the Thunder Sox lineup, and now the tables have turned. The Vipers touching up the Thunder Sox bullpen here as Brandwood looks to get out of this jam. Breaking ball just fouled off by Galbraith. That was a good pitch selection by Brandwood to feature that breaking ball in this two-strike situation, trying to give him a different look, and Galbraith just fought it off.
Yeah, doing a really good job of staying alive and staying in this count.
Galbraith with the 2-2, 1 out. Takes a pitch high, 3-2.
And it's been like this all game. This is why McCarthy's not in the game any longer. The Vipers are doing a great job of working the counts and being patient. And at bats like this is where you either can draw a walk or get that pitch that you're looking for, the mistake pitch. Counts like this are more often the counts that you see bombs being hit than, you know, a 1-0 count or a 2-1.
And Galbraith hit. We saw a little bit of his power, hit a double his first time up here, 1 for 2. 3-2 count. Takes a pitch high for ball 4. So after McCarthy goes 5+, not allowing a single walk, Brandwood here in the 6th inning has issued 2 walks in his third of an inning of work.
With bases loaded, it brings up the catcher number 6.
Mike
And
Nelson, the catcher, coming up here with a 1 for 2 day here this afternoon in the championship game. Single, also flew out to right field.
And now, with the bases loaded, 1 out, you have to pitch this thing low. He's been getting it too high.
And Nelson hits it high to left field. Left fielder looks up. It's over his head. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And the Vipers lead 6-3. Aiden Malm actually didn't get a good read on that ball as he only advanced 90 feet on that play. Excuse me, Galbraith didn't get a good read. It scores Owasa and Malm. So Mike Nelson gets his 2nd and 3rd RBIs of this championship game.
Yeah, somebody please tell me why Galbraith only made it to 2nd on that ball. That ball was clearly over the left fielder's head the entire time. He had no chance to make that play. He should have almost scored on that one, at least been to 3rd.
Yeah, I think he didn't pick up the ball well, and you could just tell by the left fielder his nonverbal reaction. He was running full sprint trying to catch that ball, and he was not anywhere close to where that ball landed. Amador was not, and Galbraith was not able to make that play. So Galbraith is standing at 2nd. Nelson is pitched, run for yet again. And we talked about this, Tristan, in high school rules. The catcher can be pinch run for, but the catcher does not come out of the ball game. So the DH Brady Rodriguez, 0 for 2, ground out and strikeout, is batting here with 1 out, 2 runners on. 6-3 ball game, Vipers lead. As Brandwood here with the first pitch is hit foul by Rodriguez to the left side, not able to make the play as Schwartz.
And I said it right as the ball was being hit in that last at-bat, but Brentwood's been getting the ball up too much, and I said he's got to get this next one down. He left it right over the middle, and it got smoked. He's got to get the ball down if he wants that ground ball. He's getting it too high.
There you get a look at the pitcher, Brandwood. Runners at 2nd and 1st. 1 out. Rodriguez chops it to the first base side, but foul.
And even that, I know he didn't make great contact on it, but it's still right down the middle and too high. If you don't want to get run out of this ball game, you've got to get the ball down.
And it looks like Gasser, the pitcher, is the one who's pinch running for Nelson. So how do you like that? You get pulled, and you got to go back out there to pinch run. And Brady Rodriguez strikes out for the 2nd straight at bat, looking 0-2. Brandwood gets him on the corner for out number 2.
Brandwood really needed that out. Now he's got 2 under him. He doesn't have to worry about the runners on base. He's just got to get this next batter.
That brings up the extra hitter, Andrew Romero, 1 for 2, single and struck out looking in the 3rd. Brandwood, the first pitch breaking ball. I was about to call it a strike. That one's taken for a ball. Romero, a catcher by trade for the Vipers, as he's played that position in other games here in this Solano Invitational Tournament. As Romero pops one up, we'll see who calls it off. The right fielder puts it away. Mighty Tippett calls off Mike Peter to put that one away. Not before 3 runs come across. The Vipers lead this ball game 6-3 over the Thunder Sox. We will head to the bottom of the 6th with the Vipers leading 6-3. Six, seven, eight due up here for the Thunder Sox. Schwartz, Amador, Promes. This exact trio led off the fourth with Schwartz drawing a leadoff walk, but was picked off by the lefty Gasser. Won't have to deal with that with the right-handed pitcher up for the Vipers, Tyler Condi. Condi, pitch out of a jam, getting Nisbet to ground into a 4-6-3 double play to end that last half inning for the Thunder Sox offense, as Schwartz looks at a first pitch for a ball.
Schwartz has got to get himself on base here as he's done his first two at-bats, leadoff runner. Time is now for the Thunder Sox, who trail by 3.
1-1 is the count. Condi with a 1-1 pitch. Schwartz looks at it low and away for a ball 2.
Ahead in the count here. If he gets a fastball, it's in the zone. Got to be ready to rock it.
Only have 2 more half innings for the Thunder Sox offense to get back in this, as Schwartz fouls one off, and it hits off the first baseman fair, and Schwartz inexplicably doesn't try to advance 90 more feet, and he'll stay safe at first base.
Yeah, inexplicably is the right word right there. If he had had an aggressive turn, he would have been there easily.
Yeah, that one hit right off the chest of Brendan Galbraith. Has the thing here with Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium during the summer, the dirt gets very, very dry, so there are some high hops. We saw Watari have to make a jumping play to try and get a simple ground out, and there, with how hard Schwartz hit it off it looked like it jammed him a little bit, and he was kind of late on it. It was right at Galbraith, and it hit right off his chest and glanced into foul territory. Not sure why Schwartz wasn't hustling and getting that extra 90 feet. But nonetheless, Dimitri Amador, the left fielder, is up 1 for 2, single, and fly out to center field in his 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, wasn't hustling was the right description. He really didn't seem like he was running hard out of the box in the first place, and then he took the round very slowly and unaggressively. If he had been running hard the whole way and made an aggressive turn, he should have easily been there.
So it benefits the Vipers as there's a double play situation in order, as both sides have turned to double play, as Condi's pitch is inside for ball 1.
And that's the other thing about that situation is you're in the bottom of the 6th inning. You got 1 more inning left after this, and you're down by 3. Those are the little plays right there where you got to get that extra base.
0-1 is taken low for a ball. It's actually 2-1 now, as Nelson will have a meeting with Condi, try and fix some mechanical issues. And impressive leadership from a catcher in this 19 and under. I'm not sure if his bench called him over to talk to him, but Nelson saw something that he didn't like with Condi, as he's a little erratic with his command here in the bottom of the 6th.
And it's the right thing to do, is just to go out there, have a little talk with him on the mound, you know. No big right now. You're still up by 3. Only got a runner on. He's not even in scoring position. You got to settle down and just make sure you're throwing strikes. Let the defense do the work for you.
2-1 count to Amador. Runner at first. Next pitch is taken high. 3-1.
Really good hitters count right here. Got to be ready for your pitch. definitely take a walk if you have to.
Condi's 3-1 pitch is fouled. Full count now.
Good job playing spoiler right there. It was a good pitch on the inside.
So runner at first, full count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. After Schwartz with a liner that hit off of Galbraith's chest, allowed him to reach base safely. Taking his time is Condi with the 3-2 pitch. That one's fouled, out of play. Nelson gives a little chase, but will go over the fence to be out of play.
And he plays spoiler again, keeps himself alive. Another really hard fought at bat here this game. The Vipers were doing it a lot, but the Thunder Sox doing it too now.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll do it all over again here. Reset the situation. Schwartz standing at first. Full count. Tyler Condi comes set. The batter is Dimitri Amador. The 3-2 pitch, and he takes it high for ball 4. So a little rally brewing as now the Vipers coach will again come out. The pitching coach has made several trips to the mound to talk to his pitchers as this bottom part of the lineup, 6-7, have gotten on, and now Zach Promes 0 for 2, strikeout and ground out to the pitcher, and they'll make the change. It looks like the designated hitter Rodriguez could be coming in to play defense, and one of the outfielders will be coming in to pitch. Looks like Munoz, who we had originally slated as a starting right fielder, who is playing right field.
And got to give credit to Amador on that last at bat. Great job of working the count, seeing 8 pitches up there. He gets the walk. Now you've got 2 on, nobody out. A great opportunity for the Thunder Sox here because they still have an inning left after this one. They got to get a couple runs through right now.
And so not too uncommon to see with the El Dorado Vipers because they have such a short bench as is with their starting lineup of 8 fielders, a DH, and an extra hitter. They only had 2 people on the bench. One was Tyler Condi, who was used as a reliever. The other was Slaughter / Munoz. And we've seen everybody who is on the roster given to us before the game play a part in this ball game for the Vipers. So a true team win should they hold on to the 6-3 lead. But Munoz is going to have to take these warm-up tosses very seriously as he needs to loosen that arm after standing out in right field, as Brady Rodriguez is now going to play right field for the Vipers, and he'll stretch a little bit too as he was sitting on the bench being just the DH. Wasn't the most active of afternoons for Rodriguez. Rodriguez, of course, 0 for 3, struck out twice looking. Not the most effective DH that you would like to see from if you're the Viper side.
Now pitching for the Vipers. Number 1, Cito Munoz.
So Cito Munoz comes on to relieve Tyler Condi, who relieved Gasser after a pretty good outing for the lefty. Still on record as a pitcher of record.
And definitely some struggles there from Condi. Technically, there haven't been any runs charged to him because when he came in last inning for Gasser, he managed to take the runners that Gasser was responsible for. One of those scored, but he didn't give up any runs on the runners he was responsible for. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base, though, and he goes just 2/3 of an inning plus here and gives up 4 hits in that time.
I was actually mistaken because Condi came in and gave up that run. Like you said, he inherited 1 runner in Tippett after he scored Mike Peter on the RBI single. Tippett scored, so that is what tied the game up at 3. So Condi is actually the pitcher of record with that 2/3 of an inning pitched.
Right.
So he's on the hook for the win should the bullpen hold up.
He's also on the hook for 2 runs should these runners on the place,
but hey,
or on the base pass
in
score.
a 3-run ball game, you can't lose. So you're in the best position you could possibly be if you're Condi. Obviously, you would like to have gotten more batters out in this inning and not leave your bullpen with this situation.
any batters out this inning, but But yeah, you got to have faith in the bullpen behind you. If they can finish off these last 6 outs here, you can get the win.
And when we had that whole discussion about who was starting, Slaughter or Munoz, I actually saw Munoz warming up in the bullpen a little bit, so he has warmed up his pitching arm during this ball game, was inserted defensively into the lineup here in this half inning, and now he is on the mound. So after quite a lengthy break due to Munoz's warm-up time, we're just about ready to get back into play here with 2 runners on, runners at first and second base. No outs. And obviously with the new batter, there's no count. With Zach Promes, the center fielder. Like I said before, the pitching change, 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. His 2 previous at-bats. First pitch from Munoz is very high for ball 1.
Promes represents the tying run, and he's got to understand that and understand the situation and know that you just don't go swinging for the fences right here to try and tie the game with a home run, but you got to get on base any way possible.
No outs. Munoz squares around a bunt, does Promes, pops it up, and it's going to land foul.
Very fortunate for him that that bunt was not any higher in the air, because if it had been, that would have been a catch, an easy out, and probably a double play with the runners that were running on the bunt.
I think something, too, that wasn't very heads up by Promes was that he started running when it was clearly going to be foul. The only thing that he could have done was get in the way of the pitcher. He would have been automatically been called for interference had he done that. So kind of questionable to run when that ball was popped foul and almost out of play. 1-1 is the count here with no outs. The corner infielders are playing in as Promes squares the bunt again. That one's low in the dirt for ball 2.
Really close to offering at that pitch, too. He came very close with that, but he manages to pull it back. He's got a head in the count now. And if you're Munoz, you just got to let it happen. You don't want to pitch around and end up walking a guy when he's going to give you a free out.
2-1. Munoz kind of fakes the runner back at second. Schwartz. Amador standing at first. Galbraith has been charging in last 2 bunt attempts. That pitch is high. 3-1.
Like I said, he's going to bunt. He's going to give you a free out. You do not walk him.
Could you emphasize that a little more, Tristan?
You do not walk him.
3-1 is the count. Promes squares around and he walks him.
Man. You know, you can try as hard as you want, but sometimes they just don't listen.
Yeah, Promes is yelling with his body language, I am giving myself up for this out. And Munoz
I do not care if I am safe. I just want those guys to move over.
Yeah.
And you take that as, okay, well, we'll move all of you over.
So a pinch hitter here for the second baseman, Mike Peter. Number 43, Frank Sansone. Here with no out, bases loaded, as that first pitch was taken for a ball. I just assumed that he had sacrificed, but no. Bases loaded, no outs. Here in a clutch situation here for the Thunder Sox. Down by 3, go-ahead run is at the plate, and the swing and a miss by the pinch hitter, Frank Sansone.
Really tough opportunity, a really tough situation that is to be inserted into the game, and just right immediately as you're in there, you have bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning with a tying run on base. A lot of pressure.
Munoz, a lot of pressure on him as well, as that 1-1 pitch is low, taken for a ball, 2-1.
And Munoz with a lot of struggle right now with his command, so obviously you want to have a really patient at bat if you're Sansone and make sure he's throwing strikes.
2-1 pitch, low and away, gets past Nelson. And unbelievably, again, Schwartz does not advance.
A lot of hesitation right there, a lot of second guessing of himself. You also got to wonder, because obviously we can't hear, but if the third base coach was telling him to go, he didn't look like he was making any emphatic motions. He may have told him to stay, but you've got to let him know to go right now, because that has to be a run right there. You got to get the free run in.
Yeah, Schwartz is just doing an Irish River dance over there, just kind of twisting his hips and moving his legs back and forth, and didn't go anywhere. So bases loaded situation still in play, no outs, 3-1 is the count. So a good hitter's count here for the pinch hitter. We'll see if he gets a pitch he likes. Munoz has had control issues here. 3-1 is taken for a ball 4, so Munoz walks in the 4th run of the ball game for the Thunder Sox.
And that is 3 straight walks right here, and really difficult right now. You really just got to start playing catch with your catcher and acting like the velocity itself doesn't matter that much. Just get me over.
And now that brings up the shortstop, Aaron Gala. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts and a walk. That time he walked. He scored the first run of the ball game for the Thunder Sox.
And this is exactly the guy that you want up right now if you're trying to find some confidence back with a guy that struck out twice in the game.
And Gala takes that first pitch for ball number 1 as Munoz control issues continue. 1-0 pitch. Gala pops this one up foul. Should stay in play. We'll see if the third baseman can make the play. And it does not, I believe, make that play.
And I understand that there's a little bit of wind, but man, how many times have we seen a guy overrun a pop-up by that much?
Yeah, honestly, it didn't have the greatest angle because the play is right in line with where the coaches are standing for the Vipers, but you can clearly hear the umpire yell foul ball, indicating that was not an out. So bases loaded here. Again, a lucky break for the Thunder Sox, as the count is even here, 1-1. Bases loaded. Gala fights that one off, 1-2.
He did a really good job of waiting on that breaking ball, but it broke a little too fast for him on that swing, so all he could do was foul it back, 1-2. Now he's going to have to protect. He may have to do the same thing again.
And now at the very least, you've seen all the pitches that Munoz has to offer, the breaking ball, the fastball. So shouldn't be surprised here with 2 strikes in this situation. 1-2 pitch. And he goes around and strikes out for the 3rd time, does Aaron Gala. Huge strikeout here for Munoz.
Only the first out of the game, however, so if you're the Thunder Sox, as long as you can stick away from the double play, you still have a great chance to tie this game up.
We saw what Tippett did his last time up, singling home Mike Peter, who is standing at third base. So the mighty Tippett needs to come up mighty here for the Thunder Sox. Bases loaded. 1 out. Munoz with the first pitch. Taken for strike 1 on the outside corner by Tippett.
Pitch right down the middle. If you're Munoz, that's the pitch you want to make when you're struggling with your command the way that he has.
0-1 pitch is going to be taken high.
And that pitch really broke, almost made it back to the strike zone. Thing is that when it crossed the plate, it was probably over his head, and then by the time it reached the catcher's mitt, it came down.
Yeah, I gave up on it mid-call. I think I called the ball before it even reached the catcher, as that pitch was taken high and away for ball 2.
And Nelson bringing a smile to my face with how crafty he's trying to be right now. A pitch way up here. Tried to low-key bring his mitt down 3 or 4 inches and try and frame it. He did it pretty discreetly, too, but that's just a ball right there.
2-1. Tippett right back up the middle and line to the shortstop. They got the runner at third leaning, and the throw, they almost had him. Awasa got pulled off the bag by the throw from Sogard.
Yeah, the throw actually beat the runner. The thing was that the throw was a little bit offline, and in order to catch the ball, he had to come off of the bag and wasn't able to double him off. But very close right there to ending the inning and killing the momentum. And the Thunder Sox, man, you load the bases with nobody out, and you can't even get a run across. I mean, after the walk, yeah, it's still bases loaded, nobody out. And from that point on, they have not been able to get a run across.
Munoz with the first pitch breaking ball. Cannot believe that was not called a strike, as Munoz has a word for the umpire.
And again, I mean, it's all about where the pitch crosses the plate, not where it gets caught. It was caught probably in the strike zone, but where it crossed the plate, the way that it's breaking is not a strike, even though the fans don't accept that.
And maybe something that the umpire picks up on is Nelson's kind of shiftiness back there, trying to buy some strikes. Maybe that discredits some of the things he's looking at as Zappo fouls that one off.
And that could definitely be it, because obviously I could notice from here how crafty Nelson was trying to be with framing those pitches. If the umpire notices that, then yeah, you're definitely right. He can start to distrust and almost shrink his own zone.
Mm-hmm. The DH Zappo here, bases loaded, 2 outs, takes that breaking ball away for ball 2.
Munoz's breaking ball is just incredibly slow, but it breaks so hard. It's almost a 12-6 curveball is pretty much how I would define that.
2-1 pitch, 2 outs. Taken on the outside corner for strike 2.
Tough pitch to take right there, but almost looked a little bit outside. Either way, now that you're down to 2 strikes, I mean, Zappo's got to find a way to put this in play and bring home some runs.
2-2 pitch, bases loaded. Check swing, did he go around? No, he did not. It'll be a full count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, bases loaded. This is the pressure situation that you want your 3-place hitter to come through for you if you're the Thunder Sox.
This is what you dream of as a kid. Full count, bases loaded, 2 out type of situation right here with the game on the line. And it's a championship game. Could not be more pressure for these two.
Munoz with full count pitch. Hit to the shortstop. It's going to be a nice backhanded play. He's going to throw out. Oh, he called him safe. He called him safe. Zappo is safe at first. 2 runs will score, and so this game is tied up on an infield single.
Really difficult call over there, but I definitely think it was the right one. It looked like the first baseman did get pulled off of the bag. He applied the tag over there to his back, and again, without like an instant replay to look at, it's really difficult to make that call, but I thought he was safe.
And the umpire agrees with you, Tristan, and the Vipers coach is out there discussing it with that second base umpire. And there you see it, folks, on the scoreboard at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, all tied up at 6. A little scary there if you're religious. 6-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. But, man, what a play. Nice backhanded throw from Sogard. Zappo was not running well out of the box as a lefty. You can see why he's the DH. Not a lot of speed there. And Sogard made that a close play. I think the throw actually beat him. It's just the throw might have pulled off the first baseman Galbraith. And they deliberate with each other, the umpires do, and they call him safe.
And I want to give credit to Zach Promes, I think it was, who did one heck of a job. I mean, most of you probably didn't even notice, but he scored from second base on that ground ball during the confusion, which is why the game's tied. That was a 2-run infield single, so great base running right there by Promes. That is huge to tie the game up with 2 outs.
And we talked about the integration of Schwartz. Promes was super aggressive there with 2 outs, allowed them to tie this ball game up as Kyle Cabanas, who was 3 for 3, 2 singles, a triple, 2 RBIs, takes a first pitch strike. So the guy you want at the plate if you're the Thunder Sox.
Yeah, now they have the opportunity to actually take the lead. What a heck of a comeback this has been.
And that pitch is taken low, 1-1. It all started with Schwartz reaching on a kind of fluky single as he lined it straight off of the chest of Galbraith. And then 3 straight walks. Aaron Gala struck out, Tippett lined out, and Zappo tied the ball game up with the infield single. That one is hit to the second baseman for out number 3. Now before 3 runs come across in this bottom of the 6th, we head to the top of the 7th of this championship game, all knotted up 6-6.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
Then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
Seventh for the Vipers.
New pitcher for the Thunder Sox, T.J. Myers, the lefty, coming on to try and hold the 6-6 tie.
Cito Munoz.
Give them a chance to win in the bottom of the 7th. Leading off is Cito Munoz.
This is as even as you could possibly be between these two teams right now. The team that's going to get the advantage is the team that jumps early on an inning and gets on base.
Munoz's first at bat, squared around a bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner.
That was a nasty breaking ball right there. Looked like it was heading outside, and as soon as he pulled his bat back, it darted back in the zone.
Obviously, Tristan, this is our first opportunity to watch either of these teams, but just based off that pitch, you got to believe Myers is their closer. Next pitch is bunted to the first base side. Myers going to have to let this one go foul. And he just grabs it foul. I'm not sure why he grabbed it at all, as it was kind of going foul. It was kind of close to the line where he grabbed it, but obviously the umpires see it a lot better than our vantage point.
Yeah, he could tell that it was over the line, but you never want to risk it that close when you have, you know, human error as a possibility that could play in. The umpires are a little bit farther away from the ball than you are. I would definitely let that roll all the way to the grass. But the thing is, when you have a dry infield like this, the ball has sometimes rolled over the foul line and then back.
Yeah.
It can hit something and come back too, so that's what he was trying to do there.
Yeah, it's definitely a heads-up play to try and get him while it was going, as they're going to see on the check swing. And they're said Munoz went around, and the Vipers fans cannot believe the call, as Munoz kind of shrugs his hand in disbelief, incredulously, and Munoz is out with a strikeout.
Yeah, I was actually about to pretty much out of my seat be like, you know, why is that not going around at it? If they hadn't called that, I didn't think the umpires were going to. So, again, I know the Vipers fans are a little rowdy. It's because it's a championship game, but that's the right call right there. He squared around at it. 2 strikes. He struck out.
Martina takes the first pitch strike from Myers, the lefty. Takes that next pitch for a ball, 1-1.
And you see Myers here with a steady diet of breaking balls. He throws clearly a full arsenal. Definitely their closing pitcher, and really impressive so far.
Swing and a miss from Martina. Gets ahead in the count 1-2, does Myers.
Yeah, he's got a nasty curveball. I've also seen a slider, a fastball, possibly a changeup.
Yeah, just coming in and seeing his warm-up pitches, there's just a different aura. It kind of, if he feels like he's the closing pitcher and that when he comes into the ball game, there's a sort of confidence that comes from his body language that, hey, this is my inning. I'm not allowing any runs to score. Give my team a chance to win in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see what he can do here ahead in the count 1-2. 1 out. Billy Martina at the plate. Takes that breaking ball in the dirt for ball number 2.
And obviously one issue you can have when you throw a steady diet of breaking balls is accuracy. You know, even if just for one at bat you can have a problem with accuracy and walk a guy and then be accurate with it afterwards.
Especially if you are pitching out of the windup so much, as Martinez strikes out swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts to start off this top of the 7th. But to continue my point, should you get comfortable out of the windup, should somebody reach base, then you're in the stretch, your mechanics change slightly. That can kind of it can affect your control of your breaking ball.
That's a very good point. The arm slot you throw out of the stretch is slightly different from what you do in the windup, and it changes the location of the breaking ball. So if they get guys on base, they can see how well the breaking ball is still biting from the stretch.
So it's important here for Justin Wattori, who's gotten on base all 3 times. Single, single, double, 2 runs scored as he looks at a first pitch ball, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, taken outside, 2-0. The first lefty that Myers has faced here in Justin Wattori. He has a lefty, actually a switch hitter on deck in Sogard. That one's taken for ball 3. Hey, a switch hitting Sogard. That's familiar to the Bay Area.
Yeah, all the Oakland Athletics fans know. The
Sogar's
only guy that can rock prescription glasses in the game.
Nerd power. 3-0 is a pitch to Wattori, and he takes that one high, ball 4. So maybe it was as simple as lefty-righty matchup was more comfortable for the breaking ball for Myers. As soon as he faced a lefty Wattori, 4 straight pitches out of the strike zone, and now Sogard has a chance to create a little 2-out magic for the El Dorado Vipers.
And if you're Myers, you obviously started off really well, so you got to get your feet back under you, maybe throw a couple fastballs, get some in the zone.
Sogard, first pitch in there for a strike.
And there you go with that first pitch fastball. Right down the heart of the plate. Sogard trying to time it because the last at-bat was pretty much all breaking balls.
Sogard, the switch hitter. No batting gloves for this shortstop. As Watari at first watches that one go foul, out of play. Strike 2.
And now he gets Myers has done a heck of a job here in each of the last 2 at-bats and coming back from a down 2-0 type of count, quickly getting 2 strikes back in there.
So Myers, commanding count of this at-bat here with Sogard. 0-2, 2 outs. That breaking ball is fouled off by Sogard, stays alive.
And a good job to, hold his hands back and wait on that ball as much as he could. Let it break as much as he could and then foul it off because there's nothing he can really do with that pitch. But you can't take it. It's too close to take.
And here in the top of the 7th, you see some of the shadows creeping in here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium as that pitch is taken for a ball. 1-2.
Yeah, that one just missed. It was a late breaker. As it crossed the plate, it wasn't quite broke enough to get in the zone.
As Myers bluffs the throw over to first to chase back Watari. And here, if Watari has enough speed, you like to maybe see him steal a bag to get him in scoring position as Sogard bounces it right back to the shortstop, takes himself, steps on the second base bag for the 3rd and final out. So Myers holds true. No runs come across here in the top of the 6th. Top of the 7th. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if the Thunder Sox can't win this championship game in the bottom of the 7th. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the catcher, Cody Nisbet, leads things off. Schwartz and Amador are the other batters here in this bottom of the 7th.
Catcher number 31, Cody Nisbet.
And Munoz's job is to send this into extra innings. And there you see a look at Tiana Wilson, one of our camera women. Like to hear that, camera women, as Tiana Wilson, Anna Patero on the 2 side cams. Anthony Williams, as always, manning the main cam. As Nisbet fouls up first pitch off for strike 1.
Key for the Thunder Sox right here, obviously. Leadoff hitters got to get on base.
That one hits Nisbet. And
I'm breaking out of my broadcaster's jinx, baby.
As Nisbet will definitely take a bruise for 90 feet here with no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Christian Schwartz, who was 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, walked, and singled and scored in the 6th inning. So Schwartz will look to move Nisbet over. We'll see how the Vipers play their infield defense. Schwartz, this is a definite sacrifice situation should the Thunder Sox choose to go that route. You could also trust Schwartz's
or not
at bat, or you could just bunt him, and that one is going to go foul. Good play there by Nelson. Just like the pitches we've seen, as soon as it goes foul, you just grab it.
I like the call there by the Thunder Sox, the way that Munoz has struggled with his command. You want him to show bunt. We've already seen Munoz walk a guy who was going to show bunt. So obviously if his command's not there, his command's not there. But if you get the bunt down, now you got to run in scoring position, 1 out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Tristan Schwartz has another opportunity with 1 strike to lay down this bunt. 2 strikes, that's another call. 0-1, Munoz fakes the throw over. Nisbet, you can't get picked off trying to advance. Schwartz squares around, bunts it foul.
And he's just too late to put his bat head out there. He hesitated too long before he threw it out there, and that's why he bounced it back behind him.
And it's kind of the opposite of what you were calling for, Tristan, with Munoz. He's giving himself up. If you're Schwartz, give yourself up. Why are you waiting so long if you showed bunt the first time?
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret anymore.
Put the bunt out there.
Here, it's not a secret that he is going to swing and foul tip for a strikeout. And that's what you do when you fall behind and you don't execute the bunt. You're in a terrible hitter's count, 0-2. You have to swing because you can't lay down the bunt with no strikes. How are you going to do it with 2? And so Schwartz strikes out. Huge strikeout for Munoz to bring up Dimitri Amador.
Yeah, just a tough at-bat right there. You got to get that bunt down.
Nisbet chase back.
Because you get no, like you said, you get no grace. If you're down and you miss your first 2 bunt attempts, you've got one swing. If you miss that, you're out.
Amador, Nisbet, hit and run is on. Nelson with the strong throw, gets him easily. Some catcher-on-catcher violence as Nisbet tried to advance on a hit and run. The pitch, I think Munoz's ineffectiveness actually worked out because Amador had to swing at a very high pitch, missed, wasn't anywhere near him, but he had a swing. It was hit and run. And Nelson with the strong throw from the catcher's position guns out Nisbet.
Yeah, that was a heck of a throw. Also a great pick over there at shortstop. He made the one-hop pick. And, you know, if he had bobbled that at all, there might have been a play there.
Swing and a miss by Amador, strike 2.
And now, obviously, Amador has to make the swing on the hit-and-run play because you do no matter what. But the pitch is over his head. There's no chance he's going to make contact with it unless he tomahawks it. And now he's down 0-2.
And he looks at a called strike 3 for out number 3. Munoz pitches out of a jam after a hit-by-pitch from Cody Nisbet to lead things off. But he puts up a 0. We will head to extra innings to the top of the 8th. Vipers and Thunder Sox all knotted up at 6. Three, 4, or 5 hitters, heart of the lineup for the El Dorado Vipers, trying to get a run on the board here in the top of the 8th, extra innings in this championship game of the Solano Invitational. First pitch from Myers is way high for ball 1. Nick Iwasa 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and grounded into a double play, his 3 at-bats. Next pitch is taken again for ball.
So Myers falls behind 2-0 here. He's going to have to come back and get a good strike right here. Probably a fastball.
Taken again,
See,
ball
it's
3.
just tough to understand calling a breaking ball when he's struggling with the command of the breaking ball in a 2-0 count. Now you're down 3-0 and you have to throw a fastball.
Fastball in there for a strike. So he does get that fastball, but with a 3-0 count, takes it looking. That one is fouled off, 3-2. Full count here, nobody out. And did he go around? They're going to check. He did not. He held up in time. Nick Iwasa with a leadoff walk.
So that's exactly what you're looking for here if you're the Vipers. You got to get that leadoff runner on base. Iwasa on base for the 3rd time now. And now you got a guy who's got 2 RBIs this game and a really solid double his last time up.
Yeah, 6 extra base hits on the tournament for the cleanup hitter, Aiden Malm. 5 doubles, 1 triple. His lone hit today was a double.
And he's at 10 runs batted in, which is just enormous.
Yeah, and only 5 games played. He's in the midst of his 5th and final game here of the Solano Invitational. You are again watching the championship game. We are in extra innings, top of the 8th. Man on first, nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Aiden Malm. TJ Myers looking to put this one away. Malm hits it well into center field, but that's going to be right at the center fielder, Promes, and he puts it away. Out number 1.
Really nice contact right there by Malm, but you can't always control where it heads. That one hit right at Promes. He really didn't have to move at all for that one. So unfortunate for Malm. He's been making solid contact all day, but Myers will take it.
I'll bring up Brendan Galbraith. 1 for 2, a double, ground out, and a walk. His 3 previous at-bats. Throw over, not in time. So this leadoff walk by Nick Iwasa. Never good to get the leadoff guy on, especially on a free pass. But we'll see how Myers responds here to the 5th-place hitter, Galbraith. Comes home. That one's in the dirt and low. Nice block there by Nisbet.
Yeah, a lot of nice blocks today. We've been talking about it all game. And Nisbet has made several and had the opportunity even to bounce up from them and make throws down to second base. We've seen runners get thrown out here today more often than usual.
It just speaks to technique. 2 different body types with Mike Nelson and Cody Nisbet, but both are doing effective jobs blocking balls in the dirt. Galbraith swings and misses at that pitch for strike 1.
And you can see just how late he was on that pitch. Almost seemed like the ball was in Nisbet's glove by the time he started his swing. Really nice breaking ball right there by Myers.
Like you said, Tristan, somebody who relies on that breaking pitch, is very touchy with control, and it looks like Myers has fixed some mechanical issues. That one hit right by the shortstop, Gala, and surprise, been so sure-handed all game long to not come up with that ball.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm very surprised he didn't make that play. I know it wasn't an easy one because he did have to leave his feet, but he kept his head in there and then almost expecting a higher hop. He pulled his head out, and because he pulled his head out, he couldn't get his glove down as low as he needed it to be, because all that happened there was his glove wasn't low enough. It went underneath it. So if he keeps his head in there and he uses his body, he could at least get 1 out at second base there. So it's a tough play, but one that we expected someone like Gala to kind of make because of the plays he's been making all game.
And so with 2 runners on, the catcher Mike Nelson is at the plate. We'll take a first pitch high. There's activity in the Vipers bullpen for the bottom of the 8th. Should they score here, you'd imagine they bring in their closer, whoever they deem as their best late inning guy. And there you see the tall catcher. Runners go. Hit and run is on. Nisbet with the throw, and it gets past the 3rd baseman. Runner's going to come home and score. The runner standing at first advances all the way to 3rd. The Vipers lead 7-6. Nick Iwasa comes home to score as the throw from Nisbet gets past the glove of Christian Schwartz. And that allows both runners to advance an extra 90 feet.
I love the aggression right there. We've been talking about the aggression. Gotta love the aggression from the Vipers coach. A double steal, or actually just a steal of 3rd.
No, you were at the first time.
No, yeah, right, a double steal. And then the throw over to 3rd. I mean, they would have had him. He was not even close to 3rd base yet, but the throw was low because Nisbet rushed it. And I don't blame him for rushing it, obviously, in this situation, but the throw was low and it got through the legs of the 3rd baseman and it ends up costing them big time.
Nelson swings and misses at that 2-1 pitch. I actually think it was could have been a hit and run as well, as Nelson swung at a pitch clearly low and in the dirt. Maybe he just got fooled by the breaking ball on a straight double steal. Nonetheless, an error by the catcher and the 3rd baseman, not able to get Iwasa stealing a base, and allows the go-ahead run to score for the Vipers. 2-2
and now,
is still the count.
With a runner on 3rd and only 1 out, a huge situation for the Vipers to get that extra insurance run and go up by 2.
Thunder Sox playing in on the defense. Myers with the pitch. Nelson, did he check his swing? He did not go around. He did indeed check his swing.
And that was a tough one. Really looked like he was close to going around there.
So TJ Myers, perhaps not used to working more than 1 inning. In his 2nd inning, he looked pretty dominant. His first inning of work, his 2nd inning so far, has had trouble. Nelson, high fly ball, left field. That one is off the wall. That's going to score Galbraith, and Mike Nelson will stand safely at second with an 1-out RBI double.
That was a towering drive right there. You could hear just by your start to the call that you thought it was probably going out, and I did as well. And like I said, really, and you can even look at the flags now, and there's definitely less wind than usual out here today. That probably would have been a home run on a normal day, but he really got under that one, which is why I think it didn't fly out. But either way, just unbelievable contact right there by Nelson. He was waiting for it. You get to that full count situation. He expected the breaking ball. He got it, hammered it.
And Nelson with his 4th RBI of this championship game. Next pitch. The first pitch to Brady Rodriguez is called a ball.
So much for that low-scoring contest that we had early on. Really, it seems like just the starting pitchers were keeping it low-scoring.
Yeah, once you get to the bullpen, a lot more offense as Brady Rodriguez fouls that one off. 1-1 is the count.
Got to get the runner over here. That's your only job right now.
Yeah, the pinch runner for the catcher. The 3rd time that's happened, as Nelson's been on 3 times with 2 singles and that RBI double. Done a great job offensively and defensively. He's definitely been a player that has been a key to this championship game to put them on top. Good block there by Nesbitt. 2-1.
Yeah, Nesbitt's doing a great job behind the plate in terms of blocking. Definitely going to kick himself for that one throw over to third, but obviously it's not the only reason why they lost this one if they end up losing it, you know, because players always sit down and think about mistakes like that and feel frustrated with themselves. But overall, it's been a pretty good game for him.
That one got fouled off the catcher, so the umpire's going to hand the ball over to the pitcher, give Nesbitt a little time to recover after that one hit off, looked like his leg. And yeah, you can't count your chickens before they hatch in this 2-run ball game. Still got a half inning to go, and the Thunder Sox have scored 3 runs in a half inning in this ball game in the bottom of the 6th. So their offense is capable of some good things. Rodriguez takes that one for ball 4.
And the command for Myers just not been there this inning. 2nd walk of the inning.
And just previewing what's to come in the bottom of the 8th, 8-9-1 hitters due up. Promes, there's a pinch hitter, Sansone. We'll see if he's still in the ball game. And then Gala, the shortstop, the leadoff hitter, will bat 3rd.
And I'm not sure what kind of hitters they have on the bench there with the Thunder Sox, but you'd wonder if Gala might get lifted for a pinch hitter too, just because obviously we haven't seen him all season, so we don't know what he normally hits like, but struggling mightily today.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts for the shortstop. Hasn't affected his defense as he's made a lot of good, solid plays in the field for the Thunder Sox. As Myers with a 1-0 pitch, taken on the outside corner, 1-1. Andrew Romero, the extra hitter, 1 for 3, single, strikeout, and a flyout to right field in his 3 previous at-bats. Shadows creeping in on the pitcher's mound. Romero swings and foul tips that one, strike 2.
Big situation right here for him, obviously, with 2 runners on and 1 out. You just don't want to be the guy that strikes out in this situation when you have a chance to add more runs to the lead. They're only up by 2.
And only 1 out in this half inning, which led off with a Owasso walk as Romero strikes out swinging for out number 2. And it's the 3rd time for the El Dorado Vipers that they got the leadoff man on and had that runner score. They had 3 other half innings where a leadoff runner has gotten on and hasn't scored. So 6 out of the 8 innings, they let off with a runner on.
And that's just a recipe to success right there, because when you get that leadoff runner on, more often than not, one of the next 3 guys is able to get him into scoring position, and then, or even a wild pitch or a stolen base. There's a lot of different avenues you can use to get that runner into scoring position, and more often than not, you're going to score runs.
Yeah, minor correction, 5 of the 8 innings had a leadoff runner on, so 60% success rate getting a leadoff runner home. As S.19U.2016 has worked a 2-0 count here with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Next pitch is on their outside corner for strike one. So after a 4-batter top of the 7th, Myers in a lot of trouble this half inning as that breaking ball misses 3-1. This is already the 7th batter of this 8th inning. Started out so strong with 2 strikeouts to the 9-10 hitters for the Vipers as Munoz fouls him one back. Full count now, 2 outs.
And Myers finally gets to that last strike of the inning situation right here. He needs one more good pitch and he can get out of it.
Runners will be going, though. 2 outs, full count. Runners at first and second. And Myers knows he wants to make sure nobody's getting an extra jump there as Gasser, the starting pitcher for the Vipers, is pinch running for Mike Nelson, the catcher. Runners go. Munoz strikes out, swinging, throws his bat in frustration. So that ends this top of the 8th, but not before the Vipers score 2 runs. The El Dorado Vipers lead the Thunder Sox 8-6. We'll see if the Thunder Sox respond in the bottom of the 8th. Eight, 9-1, do it for the Thunder Sox, and this, the bottom of the 8th inning, we are in extra innings in this 7-inning ball game. So last chance for the Thunder Sox to either tie this one up at 8-8 or walk off with a win in this championship game with the Solano Invitational 19 and under tournament. Promes, the center fielder, is going to be pinch hit for, bringing in Nate Petrov.
Number 10, Nate Petrov.
So like you said, Tristan, we're not quite sure what kind of thunder the Thunder Sox bench has, but we will see as a left-handed pinch hitter comes in for Zach Promes. Promes ends his day 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out as well as a walk. Scored a run. Petrov looks at a first pitch strike.
The thing that killed Myers in this game was his command, as we talked about with all the breaking pitches. He only gave up 2 hits.
Breaking
in
ball
2 innings.
On the outside corner. I can't believe that wasn't called a strike.
He only gave up 2 hits in 2 innings, but the reason why he gave up those 2 runs was also because he walked 3.
As that one is fouled off. 1 and 2. Yeah, so there's not a stat called wipe or whip. It's whip with a WIP. That would be pretty good with a 1.0 with just hit. Excuse me. Let me reiterate my joke here. Let me go back. If it's a hits per innings pitch, it's pretty good, 1.0. But walks plus hits innings pitch, that's 2.5. That's not good for any reliever as Petrov fouls that one off. Still 2 and 2.
I'm still waiting to hear the joke.
It's just wordplay. Whip, hip, you know. It's late, folks. Bottom of the thing. It's a hot day
here for a long time.
Yeah. Not as long as these fellas with this long tournament, as that one's grounded to the third baseman. Long throw gets Petrov. Does Nick Owasa, makes a nice strong throw from third to get the first out.
Well, got to give the credit to the first baseman for the pick as well. That is not an easy pick to make, so good job by Galbraith to make the pick.
Mike Peter back in the ball game after being pinch hit for in the 6th. Second baseman. He was 1 for 2 before he was lifted for a pinch hitter. Munoz, 1 out. Breaking ball in the outside corner for strike number 1.
Munoz really didn't look that good his first inning of play, but ever since then he's really settled in. He's pitched really well last inning. Looks great right now. His breaking ball is breaking perfectly. Fastball looks good.
Yeah, I think he definitely did not get in the groove early simply because he was playing in the outfield. He didn't play much of the game before getting into the outfield either, so perhaps he wasn't warmed up, and the warm-up pitches he got didn't do enough for him as Peter fouls that one back, 1-2.
And now he's got a 2-strike count on him, so definitely looking to put him away. Probably a breaking ball.
And we were talking before the inning, in order for the Thunder Sox to get back in this game, you'd like them to get on base for your cleanup hitter, Kyle Cabanas, who's 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
So he came back with the breaking ball, didn't work. 2-2, you still have an opportunity to use it. You could go back to the fastball.
And he does. This popped up. Nelson throws off his mask. He's under it. He's going to drop the ball, though, and that is going to give Peter another shot to get on base. So Mike Nelson with a rare defensive miscue. We've seen how great he is blocking the ball, but catching the ball on that pop-up was tailor-made for that second out. Just dropped the ball.
Yeah, just a missed opportunity right there. I'm not sure what the big deal is with all these pop-ups today, but that one, easiest one that we've seen so far, it was in his mitt. He actually had his mitt on it, unable to come down with it, and that's a big deal. That gives him a second life here in this at-bat.
2-2 pitch. Taken for a ball, 3-2. Yeah, we have yet to see a foul pitch, a ball that was hit in foul territory, stayed in foul territory. Nobody's made a put-out yet on either side. It's just inexplicable. Peter gets out of the way, and he walks, so that miscue by Nelson allows Mike Peter to reach with a 1-out walk.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully for Nelson's sake that doesn't come back to bite them, but situations like that always hurt when you have a chance to make an easy out and you don't do it. Just like we saw earlier with the walk on the guy that was trying to show bunt. It's the same type of thing with that. It's like you have a free opportunity for an out, you're unable to execute it, and now they have a second chance.
Gale looks at a first pitch breaking ball for a ball. So Aaron Gale, the shortstop, not being pitched hit for 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts with a walk. Scored on that walk back in the third. That one is popped up high. We'll see if Galbraith can make a play. The right fielder's coming in as well. The second baseman makes the put out. Justin Watari showing the good leadership to call off the first baseman and the right fielder and puts them out for out number 2.
Mighty Tippett.
So Mighty Tippett is the last opportunity for the Thunder Sox to try and rally here. Try to get on base as he is only the tying run. If you're Tippett, you can't look to make your swing too big as you can only tie the ball game up with a home run.
Thunder Sox still have a chance, though. If Tippett gets on base, you have Zappo and Cabanas, 2 of the best hitters here in this tournament, coming up after him. So if he can get himself on base, the Thunder Sox are still in business.
Yes. Tippett looks at a first pitch on the outside as Munoz jumps ahead in the count 0-1. Oh, the throw gets away from the first baseman. Mike Peter advances to second base. So runner in scoring position still doesn't change the situation too much for Tippett. The only thing that changes is that perhaps with a base hit, Mike Peter can score. But really the important run in this ball game is Tippett at the plate. He just needs to get on base.
Yeah, and if you're Munoz, don't worry about that runner at all. At all. You have a 2-run lead with 2 outs. The guy that's at the plate is the only thing that matters.
Mighty Tippett, the right fielder for the Thunder Sox. 0-1 pitch is hit right back up the box to the center fielder. Peter is going to be held up, and he slips at third. Munoz gets him napping, and they get Munoz at third. And he cannot believe his base coach held him up, and that is going to end the ball game. So a base running miscue by the Thunder Sox with 2 outs. They get the base runner, Mike Peter, who ran through a stop sign, tried to go back to third, slips, and the El Dorado Vipers are your Solano Invitational Tournament champions for the 19 and Under League for 2016. So Tristan, what a ball game. The final score will be 8-6. What's your final recap?
I mean, I have to just kind of address that last play right there. What in the world? You got your head down. Now, I know he probably could have made it. I'm not even sure, though, because the throw was into the cutoff man as he was hitting third base. By the way, his head is down. He's not looking at his base coach. His base coach had the hands up the whole way. And now he stops. He's already kind of too far. You kind of pretty much have to go when you're that far around the bag, right? And he goes back, and then he doesn't even slide. He just kind of tries to step back onto the base, and he gets tagged out. Really tough way to lose a game, but a great tournament for the Thunder Sox. They can't hang their heads, and obviously for the Vipers, that's a great finale. It was a heck of a game.
Yeah, so for Tristan Vector, I am Brian Nelson. We would like to thank you all for watching the championship game of the Solano Invitational Tournament. Your tournament champions, the El Dorado Vipers. For all of us at SESN, thank you for watching. We will now throw it to McKenna Guerrero with an interview with your tournament MVP.
Hey guys, I'm McKenna Guerrero with the Solano College Sports Network, and I'm here with our Best Buy Solano Invitational MVP, Aiden Mulm. Aiden, congratulations on the championship game today. Congratulations on the championship game today, Aiden.
Thank you.
Aiden, you've had huge success in this tournament. Your numbers are incredible. Have you ever felt this confident about your hitting before?
You know, I thought my team did better more of the hitting than me. You know, the pitching was pretty good to this weekend, and it was just a great tournament.
It's been a long, hard week for you guys, but obviously your hard work has paid off. What did you enjoy about the Solano Invitational?
It was great competition. All the teams were very competitive. It wasn't one of those tournaments where there's just a blowout. So this is a great tournament all around.
And as a player, what do you believe that you've improved on while playing this summer?
My pitch selection for sure. I used to just take hacks, but yeah, just getting more disciplined. Yeah, for sure.
And Aiden, tell us, what are your plans for next season?
Plans for next season to go into San Jose strong, put up a good year, and see where it takes me.
Well, Aiden, congratulations on your success and good luck on next season.
All right, thank you.
It's been a long, hard week for these teams, with the Vipers ended up taking home the championship game, defeating the Thunder Sox 8-6. On behalf of Aiden Mulm and myself, thank you for supporting the Solano College Sports Network, and we'll see you next time.